Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Pipeline Podcast. I'm your host today, Daren Mcclimans, and we are here for a very special episode, a very special stream today. We have a Ben 10 stream, which, weirdly enough, I haven't talked that much about Ben 10 on my channel, as there just hasn't been anything to talk about for like 3 years. But I've been very excited to do this because I have some very special guests with me today, a large number of people today. So if we want to go one by one and just introduce ourselves, starting with Dez.
Hey, like I said, I'm Dez. I run the Twitter account mostly about Ben 10. Been on it for a couple of years now, and it's been a blast.
Hell yeah.
What up? I'm SMV. I run a Twitter account, SMV of Heroes. I'm mostly, Ben 10 Twitter, but I also dip my toe in the comic book space, so pretty much it.
A very dangerous space. So I
very dangerous space. It's hell. It is hell.
Dan.
Hello, I'm Dan. I run Twitter account Danboy Wonder. Follow me. Oh wait, can I self-promote here or no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah, follow me. Danboy Wonder on Twitter. Danboy Wonder. I make a lot of Ben 10 content, but I dabble in everything for real. So yeah, be here. I've always wanted to be on something like this, bro. I'm geeked.
My name is Ramen, content creator on YouTube, and I host a Ben 10 rewatch podcast with my friends, where we just go over Ben 10 episodes and we just talk about them.
Hell yeah, man! Hell yeah! No, I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. Like, I love Ben 10 is one of my favorite franchises to talk about, but there's been nothing to talk about for a while. And I think this is what I kind of love about the Ben 10 fandom is like when there's just like a sprinkle of news, just like anything at all. We like take that up as like, yep, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Like, we're gonna be talking about this for years. So I'm very excited. So
you have like no idea. You have like no idea how much like the community is gonna milk this shit out of like all the news that came.
100%. When you can post a video, it's like Christmas. Like, we are so desperate.
For sure, yeah.
We love it, man. We love it. But of course, we had that big Q&A that came out 2 weeks by this point, and a lot of interesting things. Like, even if it's not news, because let's be honest, it's not news. It's like what a man wants to do. Like, it's not actual news, but I do think it could lend to some very interesting convos about the franchise and what's coming up next, and just kind of our interest in the franchise and like a chance to talk about this franchise again. Before we jump into things today, we got some people in the chat. Dog Bert is here. How's it going? Rex is here. DH1 is here saying, I've never seen a single episode of Ben 10. Well, gear up.
Right here.
There's Netflix. There's HBO. There's tons. There's also websites you can just watch the show on. I ain't gonna
I've been telling people that the cartoon website has like all the
everything.
episodes.
It's just there. Yeah.
I would say definitely hop into it. I've been there day one. Don't like saying like that, but I remember there day one watching it. Had hooked. Me running around as a kid with the Amish on my arm, running around, using it until it died. Didn't even chase the berries. Kept playing it. Has problems, obviously, but hey, it's definitely one of the Cartoon Network's giant cash cows. We see why. I would definitely sit down and watch it.
The best thing about Ben 10 too is like there's so much that I think someone who's never watched, if they watch it, they'll find a series they like.
Yeah,
I think
or something within a series.
One of those series will definitely resonate with you.
100%, and I do really like that about the shows where it feels like everyone kind of has a different answer about what their favorite is, and that's something that we'll probably end up talking about throughout the thing. But someone can like classic, and maybe classic isn't quite my speed, but then there's the one that is my speed. Like there's that spot for everyone, which I think is really cool.
I say if you're a big Ben 10 fan, you're like one of the people that likes to complete the entire show. Yeah. You watch the show grows with you as you go on. So you watch Classic, Alien Force, UAA, which is kind of mid, and then you watch Omniverse, and then
Oh yeah, say that again. Say that again back.
Don't
starting
say
in
it
high.
again.
We're
Don't
starting
say
in
it.
high.
Let's not hop into that.
Ultimate Alien is fucking mid.
We got an organized video live stream. Let's go one step at a time. Let's not hop into this.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We will get there. A lot of people in the chat today. Thank you so much. I like chocolate chip cookies. Me too.
Hey,
Me
man,
too.
They go
Some of
hard.
those are my friends.
Great real comment. I love chocolate chip.
That's my favorite Ben 10 like topic, dude.
Just a giant chocolate chip cookie. I like it. All right, we're gonna be hopping into our first thing today. Now, on our show, we kind of like to open our episodes with a question of the week. I was like, all right, Ben 10. There's a lot I could go with, but I felt like we had to go with the obvious answer when I feel like the first thing you ask a Ben 10 fan is what's their favorite alien. What's your all-time favorite Ben 10 alien? And again, I think that's kind of the joy of Ben 10 is like I feel like everyone's is different. Like everyone is going to have their own favorite, the one that speaks to them the most. Des, do you want to start here? What's your favorite?
Mine is Ultimate Echo. The only good Ultimate, to be honest.
That was gonna be mine.
I don't want to cut you off.
Damn, man.
I've always wondered, do you like Echo in general?
Yeah, no, like
how does this work? Like, you like the Ultimate. Does that like mean like Echo himself? Is this like a 1A, 1B type thing?
You could hate Echo and still love Ultimate Echo.
Yeah, I wonder like.
No, I definitely love normal Echo. I remember when he first got shown, and I think it was like when they were showing like little snippets of like who's these aliens and alien force coming out. I saw Echo. I'm like, oh, that's just Ditto, but with like sound or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make that joke. I've been has like 3 aliens that clone and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, Echo's cool. I think I was always still a Swamp Fire guy, fire when I was growing up. But I think on one of my rewatch, I rewatch Ben 10 like once a year. But it was like on my rewatch, I was sitting back, I'm like, oh, Echo kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie to you about that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the Kevin episode. He almost killed Kevin. It was just one episode. I'm just like, yeah, he's him. He's him.
Map of Infinity is fire, dude. That's his debut.
It's so good.
Yeah. That's my boy.
That's a fair one. And I feel like Ultimate Aliens, I can't like in my head say that like it's my favorite just because it feels like it's cheating to say an Ultimate, or like even like a fusion. Like it feels almost not fair, but I feel like he's up there for me. Like I feel like if I count him, he's at least top 5 for me. He's so cool.
I say Ultimate Echo is one of the.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing about like, do you like Echo? Because Echo is like in my top 10 of. And I kind of like treats Ultimate as like another reason, like Echo his Ultimate for is like fucking gas.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
He's the only evolution that makes sense, if I'm being honest.
Oh, that's a whole nother combo about like the Ultimate and their relevance, I guess.
Starting war.
You don't like Big Show's new paint job, man? Come on.
The new paint job is nice, but the wheels don't roll.
The wheels are off the car.
Pimp my ride.
Looks like a nice car.
Does anybody else have one that they would like to share?
Oh yeah. So I mean, has to be Ball Weevil. No.
Oh.
But,
I was like, really?
You guys, nobody likes Ball Weevil. If you guys follow me, Chroma Stone is my guy. Chroma Stone is my guy. Chroma Stone, he's been beaten, he's been bruised, but who was in that last episode of Omniverse? Save the day. It was Chroma Stone. So
true.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, mostly just because he looks cool, and I love his voice. I love D. Bradley Baker, and that's like a super like D. Bradley Baker alien. So, yeah, simple as that.
Chroma Stone is like he's like really cool. He's like the reason I love Grounded so much. That fight he has, the Gauntlet. I'm sorry, first episode.
The Gauntlet. He carries that episode.
Yeah, you don't carry it, but
no, Cash is good. Cash is
good, but yeah,
and Kevin, really fucking
dope. These episodes really.
Yeah.
Can I go?
Yeah. Go ahead. I was like, I don't know who's left.
Okay, I'm probably gonna have the most obscure one, but it's Star. I love Lodestar.
Lodestar, dude, that's heat, man. That's not obscure.
That
I don't
because
he's like, I wouldn't even call him like underrated. I just think people just fucking forget Lodestar. And it's like it's so weird because he like a lot of his appearances don't really like make sense. They just fucking happen.
He showed up in Simple. That was his debut in Simple. So it's like he
and like
started
one of
off
the worst ever, bro. It's so bad.
Yeah. Didn't he like show up to defeat Cash or something like that, or because he was like
no, that was Chromosome.
Chromosome. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Low, he doesn't have any like I made a short about like his best moment where like he goes and interrogates the Forever Knights because I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like kind of like fucking like malicious if you think about it. Like let me magnet alien terrorize all these metal knights.
His Magneto came out for a second.
Kind of cool. It's fucking cool.
Him being the first alien that Prime Ben uses in Omniverse is pretty fire though.
I do love that.
A great scene. I always remember thinking that was a weird choice though. It was like I like him, but it was like, that's the first one you want to use for the whole show? All right, cool.
Where's Heat Blast? Yeah.
You would have thought it was like a Heat Blast or like a Humongosaur or like even
you are saying this makes me think that he might have got him on accident. I don't know.
He definitely got him on accident.
What?
Lodestar
was an accident?
Every first alien with every Omnitrix been had, besides the Omniverse one, was a fired alien. So first one is Lodestar. I was like, that's different. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think accidents existed in Omniverse. He was just like swinging that shit and whatever he got. I mean,
he wasn't looking. He was just spinning that.
He was not looking. He was not looking.
My hot take about him just as a character is like I think if he had like better promo, he would have been like an all-star. Like I think if he was like in like an original like playlist, I think he would have like been amazing.
I used to have a sweatshirt with him on it. It was like an Ultimate Alien. It was an Ultimate Alien sweatshirt. It was like a child sweatshirt. It was a child sweatshirt that I had when I was little.
I'm gonna do one better. Lodestar appeared as a playable character in the Ben 10 game, Ben 10 Rise of Hex. It was like a.
He was the main alien of that game. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
He was a playable character. Not a good game though, but he was a playable.
They put him in that weak ass game.
But I could have said Galactic Race, and that one fucking sucked.
Yeah, he's on the cover of a game that nobody could ever play. Like, crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna say my favorite. Is that cool?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say my favorite is Upchuck. One because he was given it by like Grandpa Max's alien lover or whatever. Yeah. He defeated the Forever Knights with that in like the original series, and like wasn't he also used like in the Alien Force for like the war, like the
when he had Master Control.
Yeah, he's like one of my fucking favorite aliens. I just love his voice and his fucking powers and stuff.
Yeah.
So speaking on that, was Max still with Verdona when he made out with her? Well,
was Eileen?
I think he was just going to be 100% with you.
Because I know she said after the kids grew up, she went back home, but did that mean they got divorced? Is Max cheating out here?
Do you think Max?
Oh, she went to go get the milk.
Because the episode she popped up, they said that he's missing grandma right now. So like, what's happening right there? What are we doing with that?
I mean, I think Verdona left him. I honestly, they might have talked about it in that weird episode, like with Max and Verdona when they were young. That like I've only seen once because who cares?
No, they don't bring it up. They
don't bring it up.
No, they don't. They don't really bring up what the relationship is. I think they had like one off-screen thing and one Alien Force because of text where she pops up to save Ben, Gwen, and Kevin. She's like, "Yeah, Max sent me." So I'm like, "Oh, so y'all talking?" Can I hear about more? Oh, it's a game. Doesn't matter.
She doesn't. She doesn't appear again at all, doesn't she?
She appears again one time when Sunny pops up to get Sunny.
Yeah.
But we never see her talk to Max. But we know she was missing him when he was dead. So sorry, I'm just being there right now.
You think she's cheating on Max with another one?
I think she went back home because she's like, well, I fell in love with you, but I gotta go back home and do my thing.
If anything, it's probably Max cheating. If anything,
Max had Riz.
Max had Riz. That alien. Cool. Yeah.
I started
Verdona told Glenn that they lived on like a party planet or something. Like, I mean,
she did say that. She's like,
she was like,
Like,
well,
yeah,
you
the
can
party
party
never
all you
stops.
want when you're made out of energy and you live in space. So yeah.
Oh, my favorite. Okay, so I have like my kid favorite aliens are very different to like I think mine are turning now, because like as a kid I was full on Spider Monkey, like Spider Monkey was my guy, and now I'm older. I was like, he's kind of lame now, actually. Now I kind of think about it.
Bro, I had to say they with energy, but like backwards. I was like, as a kid, I was like, energy fucking lame. Now I'm like, it's kind of bad. Bro. I'm like, what?
Why doesn't he use it more? Like,
yeah, like
crazy.
Now it might be Terra Spin though. Like I've been really like vibing with him as of recently. Like I feel like he doesn't get enough love. It's just like a giant turtle man.
His Omniverse design was pretty fire.
He won't get love from me. I'm sorry, but yeah, his OP design's nice.
Yeah.
I think Terra Spin is so fucking boring. I don't like Terra Spin.
No. You know what? I'm gonna do one better. I think Amphibian is fucking boring, bro. I'm sorry.
Everybody has at least one Andromeda alien. Everybody has at least one Andromeda alien that they think is boring.
I'm like,
dude, I mean,
I don't like Amphibian. Like, it's just fucking boring. Water Hazard's pretty fucking cool though.
I'm
gonna say anybody that doesn't like water, I think Water Hazard is the safest one out of like the five.
On paper, Water Hazard like sucks, but I mean he has the sauce. I mean he's good. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of like all of them, but that's just me. I don't know.
I like all of them too. I like all.
But you have a least favorite though. You have a least favorite.
I have a least favorite.
I guess.
Unfortunately, the least favorite is probably Terra Spin.
I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Every fucking lame.
When I think Terra Spin, I think of that turtle scene from Master of Disguise.
Oh yeah, he's not turtly enough for the Turtle Club.
He's not turtly enough for the Turtle Club. Oh my god.
Alrighty, we're gonna be moving on to kind of our first convo here, and again, I'm not sure if we're gonna get through all of our main topics. If not, totally fine. We're just kind of here to hang out and just kind of talk about the show and kind of what these could mean. So I feel like this is the one that got kind of the most, I guess, heat about, and guess most people were most angry about. So they had talked about like, hey, is there any chance that we can go back to those like original continuity of shows at any point? And they were basically like, hey, going forward, we're kind of going to be focusing on what comes next, what comes after all of this, and what's something new that we can add to like the Ben 10 world. And I feel like this may be one of the biggest pieces of news that had come out of all of this. Of course, it doesn't mean that we're never going to see this, this world ever again, but it does kind of answer the big question that many people have been having for a while. It's like, hey, are we going back to that canon? Do we have any opinions on this? About like what this could kind of mean?
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of outrage about this one, and it might be unpopular for me, but because I think what started off was like, we're not going back to Prime Ben, which everybody's like, what the fuck you mean? Yeah. But I kind of like it doesn't for me, because I think as a friend, like I've seen a lot of people say like Ben 10 is a franchise could retire TMNT does, new styles of reboots. There's like a lot of, especially since the last Prime show gave us a look at that. Like Ben you see is probably like canon in some way.
Yeah.
Because it's like a multiverse. So I think it's for the best.
I would love it if Ben 10 got immortalized like in the same way that TMNT does, where it's just a new one like every couple years.
Yeah.
Like, I did not think that this news was the end of the world. I was actually like I mean, it's like it doesn't mean that it's gonna be another like reboot Ben, where he's all silly. Yeah. Like it just means like something new. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like TMNT is the ideal scenario. I think just like give us a new one like every time.
For me, it can mean one or two things. For me personally, I would not like him to backtrack back to where he was a kid, because I already had enough of that in the reboot, and the reboot has. But I would like to either see a show where like maybe Ken 10 is like the main character and he gets his own he gets to learn how to use the Omnitrix, or it's another version of Ben and it's maybe 16, 18, just something where he's a little bit more mature, is what I want.
Yeah, no, that's kind of been my kind of frame of mind as well these last couple of years. And like again, I think there's pluses to both outcomes. Like, of course, I would love to like see the rest of his journey and see where he goes from where we left him. Of course, I think we all like. I think there's a part of us that would all like to see what happens next with a character we spent 18 seasons with. But again, like on the flip side of that, there's been 18 seasons of this guy. There's been a lot of stuff. I know like you don't think it's that long since since it's split up, but like if you combine the main four, there's 18 of them, which is absurd to me. And again, I think just like what you guys were saying, I would love for Ben 10 to become this like legacy character, like your Batman, like your Ninja Turtles, like your Superman, your Spider-Man, where each person can have their own version of Ben 10, right? The like reboot, some people like it, some people don't, it's whatever. But like at least that show gave a whole new group of people a Ben 10 that they could watch and love. And it's kept these last 9 years. Like there's been stuff coming out and for people to talk about it. It's kept it alive. And I do feel like if it's just like one long straight world of Ben 10, if it's all one thing, it is very hard when you have you're going to have like 50 seasons of Ben 10. It'll be hard for people to jump on for the first time as well. So I would definitely be very curious to see kind of where we go. Again, maybe someday we do jump back into the world. Like just him saying this doesn't mean we're never going back here, but it will be interesting.
So I definitely have not bad feeling, definitely mixed up. I think once the shows promised us to see Ben with Master Control, but they did tease Master Control a lot in that show. So I think maybe having that one final like season or special, movie, having that Prime Ben have Master Control, fully Master Control, or see him how he became Ben 10,000. You don't have to see him become Ben 10,000, like a whole show as Ben 10,000. Even though I know that's a whole different thing. I would like to see him become Ben 10,000, and that's how the show ends, because it's no longer Ben 10 anymore, because he got that title of Ben 10,000 as a whole new thing now. Just that one final like. This is how he's no longer Ben 10. He's something different. I would love that. I definitely agree with the mindset of let it be different, because like you guys said, the Omniverse show that there's multiple different Ben. If it's like Ninja Turtles, that'd be great. Different, because like people love. There's so many different Ninja Turtles versions that people love or dislike. I think Ben can be that. Just maybe like another series Ben. Like even in the original 4, we have 4 different vibes of Ben 10. Sure, they all like overall is a linear story, but like classics more comic booky. Alien Force and Omniverse is more. It's more like those like superhero cartoon feeling vibe. Omniverse is more balanced with the comedy, a little more comedy, but still hits the same high notes of that. So I think definitely have a out there where we have different feeling of a show. While I have the contradict. Because, like you said, Ben 10, love it or hate it, does a lot of things that, like, oh, you like this one thing? Nah, I want to write Ben 10, we'll do something different. Let's change that. So instead of having that be a problem, maybe each series, different universe, and you can bring Ben back, as we see in a reboot, one of the movie specials. He comes back. So I think having it be like that, where like Ninja Turtles, no matter what happens, the Prime Ninja Turtles comic ones come back in some regard. And people make jokes about like that's how you know you're Ninja Turtle admitted when they have a flashback or like a crossover with the original, either the 80s or the original comic book. Because we see Ben has jumped around with different universes multiple times. He's just popped up. Like I think one of my favorite jokes for when the No Watch Ben popped up. He's just laying there playing game. They walk in and he's like, "All right, I'm in." Just do that. Like Ben's at that time when he's like, "Oh, adventure. All right, I'm in." So be very interesting to see. I think classic Ben has one more story you can see. That's just me. But like I said, more Ben 10 is more good. I watched the whole reboot. First season was kind of a struggle, but seeing it through, like them doing their own ideas, like just things I like, things I dislike, things I missed by old Ben, I think they did a little bit better. But more Ben 10 is great. I just hope it's not as I don't even say split, just more like jumped on as reboot did, because like reboot has some interesting ideas, but people didn't get past that first season and didn't give him a chance.
I was gonna say one thing about the reboot. I want to bring that up is that what I liked about the reboot and what it did for Ben 10 is that it did a lot more with the Omnitrix and like upgrading the Omnitrix. Every season the Omnitrix got an upgrade, and it almost felt like we got new transformations, and it almost felt like something the original series could have done, but was somewhat held back by maybe like limitations. I feel
I like the idea too. I think reboot's way of kind of like giving Ben new aliens essentially, because they kind of and I think that's kind of like what the classic series and stuff opted to do. They were like, oh, Ben needs something new for the Omnitrix. Let's throw him a new alien. Whereas like let's throw him a new gimmick. Let's put shock rocks on them or like gear. You know,
let's make them all.
A lot of the designs are like really fucking cool though. Yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
Even Gray Matter got a fucking upgrade. He could fucking fight too, which is pretty fucking awesome.
I think it's just another way to like, make every Ben unique too. You know, because I mean every Ben 70 aliens and shit or whatever, but like, you know, what the fuck? Why does he blast blue fucking armor on? What the hell is he on? I think that's cool.
Yo, but
or something like the fusion thing. Like, what the hell do you mean? Humongous has 4 arms. I think just a nice way to just say.
No, but like the cool thing that the reboot did is that like that it made Vilgax somewhat like a transformation that Ben could turn into, which is something that I feel like if I would like that as an actual alien, if they're gonna do that, if they're gonna make another show, I want Vilgax. I want
that'd be cool.
An actual alien that Ben could
that'd be cool.
It's funny. I remember. I forgot. Classic. I think it's the episode Ben Wolf. He says that he's like, I would have made some Vilgax.
Yeah, he would have
been awesome Vilgax. Where's the reboot for you, bro?
You're telling me
that for years being like, are we gonna get that now? Nope.
Yep.
Reboot came in.
Omniverse could have done it so well. I feel as well. Like, I think.
Yeah, I feel like a Vilgax transformation would have looked really well. OV style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still think Gax had an awesome design.
No, Gax was cool.
Even in the reboot style, it felt like classic.
I wish he definitely came back. Also, why is most of Ben aliens have the classic shirt if he's not wearing the classic shirt in the reboot?
Yeah, like Gax and Forearms and Slapback, I think have.
Maybe you just touch man culture now. Who knows? Maybe they all wear soccer shirts.
Why does that man have a yellow shirt if Ben not wearing a yellow shirt?
Maybe the shirt's in the watch. Maybe
the shirt's in the watch.
Maybe
they got a closet in there.
We actually do go in
Omnitrix. Yellow shirt. No.
We go in the Omnitrix a lot in the reboot. Ben goes in the Omnitrix almost every season and almost the reboot. It's fucking bizarre, man.
They went into the Omnitrix a lot in classic, like Destroy All Aliens and like Alien Force or the D and Aliens, but it was always like so different. Like in the reboot, it felt like very consistent. Like everything I would say in the reboot felt like a lot more planned somehow than it did. Like Vilgax was reoccurring for like a reason every time. It wasn't just curse you, Ben Tennyson. but yeah, that like there are definitely positives as there are negatives. I would say.
Even Zombozo appears a lot in the reboot, and he doesn't appear barely in any of the fucking.
Right, and it's the same Zombozo every time.
Yeah.
It's not like
it's not like
Zombozo and then good Zombozo in classic, and you know.
Yeah. I like the reboot does a lot more with Zombozo because we don't fucking see that fucker until Omniverse.
Someone really was a Zombozo fan in the reboot.
He does like what twice Omniverse and like twice he's a fucking so.
He's a zombie. Yeah.
Not my favorite design. I'm gonna be honest. I
then he was the Joker in Ultimate Alien.
Yeah.
They tried to classic. I wasn't like
Zombozo was just awesome shit, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Bozo Vinny said, off topic, but does anyone have a dream live action fan cast for characters?
Let me get me out the way real quick. Let me get me out the way because I don't have much to say.
And about
I don't have any because they should never make a live action anything ever again. That's all I'm going to say.
And they've got the mute button on that. Now I'm joking.
It's just I know why they do so much live action stuff because it appeals to more audience, like compared to like when Spider-Verse came out. People were like, I don't want to watch that. It's a kids movie. Now people know that it's good. They're like, Spider-Verse, let's go. But like it's unless you give that movie like a lot of budget, it's gonna be hard to pull all those aliens and stuff like that. Because like look, the workarounds the live action movies that we had to do for Ben not to be a transformer was too crazy for me. I was like, I'm here to watch this man transform. You give me 3 aliens and then call it.
Right, it puts such a limit. But now with like modern, budgets and like it's probably less pricey to make better CGI.
Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't want to dip into it to get like a CW Flash monster, but like
I honestly think, and I'm gonna be real, I think Ben 10, especially with like them as teams, works better as a CW show rather than a movie because you could do so.
I do agree with that. They should definitely make a show. Than like
I don't want another movie because if it was a movie, we get fucking 3 aliens and then the movie's over.
Exactly. And one of them's Nanomech.
And I'm gonna walk out. They didn't give me my favorite alien, and I'm gonna ride.
They gave you Nanomech. Come on, he appears in Omniverse. He's so cool and small.
Fuck Nanomech.
What did Nanomech ever do to you?
Fuck Nanomech.
They were like, we got 3 aliens. We have to make one of them an OC. Like, come on, man.
I've been thinking about like what a Ben 10 movie would look like a lot recently, and it's like just a kind of like a thought experiment of like how would I do like a Ben 10 reboot like for the first time telling the story in an hour and 30 minutes. Like how do you do that? And I still don't know how. Like I feel like it's almost impossible to tell that story in an hour and 30 minutes. Like you have so much world to explore, you have so much characters to do, you have so much lore you have to bring in. Like I don't.
Exactly.
And then
I remember saying like after I seen Blue Beetle because there's like a joke. Oh my god! But I think it kind of is. But also like if they do like try to do it in movie form and like plan it out, I think just taking a look from season 1 works. I think that's like the best way to do it.
Blue Beetle was season 1 of Ben 10.
Like
You can't convince me otherwise.
Like a trilogy. So like I think like years ago, I think someone tweeted out. I don't remember who it was, or if it was me or not. Or we were just talking back and forth on Twitter about if you do a Ben 10 movie, it would have to sell. And I don't want to I don't think you should go out your way to plan out a franchise. You should make a good movie first and then franchise it out if you have more ideas. But that's what you're gonna have to do with Ben 10 is you get those aliens and all that lore. Because Ben 10, I know a lot of people are like, it's just bad kid the same day. There's a lot of lore in Ben 10. Like maybe first movie introduce like the Omnitrix, a few aliens. Billy X is like in the background, but he has like maybe like Dr. Ammo, maybe a few villains, like make it like a montage of him going get Omnitrix.
Because
then you do maybe Bill Gax.
Lucky for like Warner Brothers, season 1 is perfect team to adapt.
You got
all the iconic aliens in that everybody will want to see. That's a trilogy.
There's only 10. So I mean,
only 10 aliens, and like they're all the most popular. Everybody will want to see Bill Gax. A trilogy, build up to him. You got like season 1 just has like it's literally just like the perfect script. Yeah. If anybody want to try it,
but you forget it's one of those. So that's what happened.
I'm rewatching season 1 for my Ben 10 podcast, and I'm saying the season 1 is really fucking good. Like I can actually see them make a fucking. I think season 1 would work. If you're gonna, you might as well take everything from season 1. I don't care if it's the same fucking story beats. I just don't want another movie where you turn into 3 aliens, and then the last one is probably the weakest one. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you have a movie called Ben 10, you have to show at least 10 at some point throughout the run. Like 5, even if it's like a montage.
At least 5. At least 5. How many were in Race Against Time?
But video games give us 5 aliens.
I guess so.
But I mean, that's also a game. That's like a lot more movie. You have
no. I think the test gives you all 10.
What does
right?
Attack gives you 10.
But it switches out. It switches out Alien Extra Canon.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Ultimate Alien. You get more than 10. Like I forgot how many you get in Ultimate Alien, but it's like the first 2 Benton game. You only get like 5.
Wait, so did the Alien Force? Did in the first Alien Force game, did you only have 9?
No, Alien Force you have 5.
No, the first you got like 5. I think it was Big Humongous Spider Monkey. And then
I was more of a Bill Gates Attacks kid, so
I mean that's another game.
I knew I fuck with you, bro. See,
that's another game.
Bill Gates Attacks on the Wii, dude. Nothing's better.
Oh, that was my guys. We're all locked in.
A dude who's playing Percy Jackson would be a cool Ben 10.
Walker Skull.
Gotta disagree. Even though I've never seen
it. Hey, yo, bro.
No way. Not little Ryan Reynolds.
I've been watching Percy Jackson. I could somewhat see it, but like, I kind of want to
like the thing with like, I think a teen Ben would be easy as, but you have to get the most snarkiest asshole of a kid play like to play 10-year-old Ben.
Because Kid Ben, you gotta get that comedy, you gotta get the snarky, you gotta get that earnest. There's a lot of characterization in Kid Ben. You got
10-year-old Ben is an unapologetically.
He is a menace.
Like fuck.
That man, day one, got the arms, went back to go bully his bullies and say, "All right, Grandpa, now the real vacation starts."
I don't think there's an actor out there like a well-known one who's like doing.
Yeah.
Modern kids will relate to Ben Tennyson.
Yeah, he gave his bullies a fucking wedgie in like the fucking I think the first episode. He went
and then went back at the end to do it again. Yeah. He does it again in Goodbye.
He's he does. Yeah.
That episode sucks.
There's a lot of characterization you got with Ben. You have to simplify it. It should be a one-note kid Ben, definitely.
Probably because
that would be good. That would be good.
Off the top of my head, I don't know anybody who's doing that. I don't know.
I don't keep track of little kids.
I'm gonna be real. The people who casted the Avatar movie in like that One Piece the Avatar show and the One Piece live action show. I think those are the people who I want to do casting for.
Yeah, they're on top of it. Yeah,
Netflix is usually really good about casting as well. Like I can't just look back at Stranger Things. Like they got like 10 kids that could act like hell. So they're usually pretty good about that.
I want those people to cast a Ben 10 show rather than get some fucking studio heads that are like, hey, this guy looks like Ben.
Let's let David Zaslav cast the Ben 10 movie and see what happens.
He cast his.
He's just 25.
This is Bob Iger playing Ben Tennyson.
Oh god.
This is Jeff Bezos playing bald Ben Tennyson.
No.
he's gonna give 10-year-old Ben the OV Omnitrix and just also be okay with that.
He's not gonna take that off. That's the right one. Like what are we doing here? It's like I watched a video about Ben 10 once 10 years ago. I think I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's funny enough. That's how the shitty live action Avatar movie was made. M. Night watched a few episodes and thought I can make a movie, and then we got a shitty live action Avatar movie.
Brother, you can't. No.
I still wonder how much Ben 10, Alex Winter, who made the first the two movies. I wonder how much he actually saw, because Classic was pretty accurate in some ways. But then Alien Swarm was cars and motorcycles.
Yeah.
And
I didn't like Alien Swarm. I
wonder if my kids like this show.
Classic live action movies ever felt like it can be a Benton story. It's just missing a few tweaks.
Well, because he's at school too, so it's already different.
Alien Swarm, even though it's a guilty pleasure of mine, it definitely felt like what do teenagers like? Cars.
Dude, I'm gonna be real with you.
Alien Day After Tomorrow.
Alien Swarm dragged in a few parts.
It does.
Dragged in a few parts.
Yeah,
but
I'm not a huge Alien Swarm fan.
One thing that the Alien Swarm has over Race Against Time is that for some reason they went harder with the promotion for that movie. And Race Against Time promotions weren't even that weren't even that good. The movie was okay. The promotion was shit.
Then they made shorts and shit for Destroy All Aliens.
Yeah, that's really weird. They just here, take that movie.
Oh, yeah, the budget was blown out with that fucking car, bro.
And humongous
more alien, more car shots.
You can't say they wasted the budget. You can't say they wasted
all the budget car shots in that one humongous scene from Spain.
You can't say they wasted the budget. You can't say they wasted the budget on fucking nanomech. You can't even fucking see the alien half the time, and the CG's gotta be minimal.
They wasted all the budget on the lamest fucking alien, bro.
You say car shot, and I instantly revert back to that Diamond Bolt video about Alien Sword. Car shot.
Car shot.
I mean, that'd be a fun drinking game. Take a shot tons of car shot.
Somebody's dying at the end. Somebody's dying at the end.
Bro, no.
Alrighty, we're gonna be moving on to our next kind of piece of this here.
The goat.
So this one was kind of interesting, and they really went on to kind of talk about if you could have any Ben 10 crossover, what would it be? And they had talked about how they always kind of wanted to make a Cartoon Network universe similar to the MCU or the DCU, which kind of has all these characters in the world and they can cross over and stuff like that. Which is kind of an idea that I've kind of had in my head for a while, and it kind of felt like they were going for a while. Obviously you have the Generator X stuff, you had the Secret Saturday stuff. There was rumors for a while of a Gwen 10 show. And it did kind of feel like they were trying to build up a universe that never ended up existing. Do we have any thoughts on this? And, do we have any things that we would have liked to have seen in a Ben 10, franchise?
Definitely, you can see it. That's what they were going from. Even when like the prime continuity, and Ben was still showing up in crossovers. Like they got reboot off. I think in the OKKO crossover, doesn't he like land the finishing blow or some shit?
Yeah. Okay, Ben, let's go universe.
But, like, yeah, he turns into like every single Cartoon Network character and like punch like whoever the fuck the big bad was.
That was
sick.
Like,
they were obviously aware of that. Ben, they were probably thinking, Ben is gonna be our Iron Man essentially of our little universe. Right, crossover everybody. Enoch is in Secret Saturdays. Then the Saturdays come to OV.
His snap was like turning into Mordecai.
What?
His snap was like turning into Mordecai at the end.
Oh yeah.
For me, like I would love a universe where like fucking Generator X exists and like I know Secret Saturdays exists somewhat in the Ben 10 universe, but I would like a world where they all just casually just hang out together and just like it. I would just love more Generator Rex love with Ben 10. Ben 10 and Generator Rex were a fucking duo, bro.
Yeah.
That crossover is the best thing I've ever seen, dude.
Yeah. I remember making a tweet saying it came back in OV, and I think the perfect time of that would have just been the whole multiverse of thing. It just makes so much sense.
Who wanted a Secret Saturdays episode? Like, what was the
brother?
What was the fan base for that?
We needed the mom.
Okay, it's a good episode. It's a good episode, but like, how many Secret Saturday fans were asking for it?
I was one of them. Bro, we needed the mom.
It's gonna be hard to find any more than me. I'm gonna be out of.
We needed shots of the mom, and that's it. Okay, all you need is that.
Ben cucking the dad.
It was working.
So, for me, I don't really know how I feel about that. I mean, it was, don't get me wrong, Generator Rex crossover. Secret Saturdays was like, it was a good episode, but like I wasn't really asking for that, but like I wasn't Generator Rex and Ben 10. I feel like it doesn't make sense in that world because like we know from like day one, Ben and Secret Saturdays were in the same universe. I know the reboot they try to say Rex exists, but it's like more of the very beginning of all the nanites. Yeah. So I think you have to make it make sense. Like you guys said, there are multiple universes, so we probably have universes where they exist. I just need to make sense. I don't want just crossover sake for crossover sake, and it doesn't make sense in that universe. But I mean, I've read 5 years later, so obviously I like that stuff. Yeah, I just wanted to make sense. I guess it was more like because they were setting up for another Generator Rex and Ben 10 crossover. I never realized there was a post credit scene, I guess, of something happening. From that, if I'm remembering.
Oh, with it showed what's his Alpha
in like
in the nanite space.
So either I don't think Generator Rex did that well at the very end network for I think they were trying to be toys of it and it wasn't really hitting as hard. So maybe they were playing that. But Generator Rex wasn't doing this so well, so they had like
Generator Rex toys did not sell well.
Back in the day, I was trying to find Generator Rex Legos like a crazy person. I was like, how can I build these in real life?
So Generator Rex toys do not exist at all. Is that because I know they're fair?
No, they exist.
There's definitely toys.
Stu Carter used to tell me about it.
I watched the video, which I know doesn't mean is accurate.
Don't pull on those Generator Rex, you will get robbed.
No. I mess with Generator Rex. I would love to rewatch it one day.
If he shows me a Rex action figure right now, it's missing tomorrow. That's all.
It almost seems
I have one somewhere. I just can't find it.
I messed with Generator Rex when it first came out. I was like, this show is heat. I'm not trying to shit.
Come on, we got the Spy Kids dude playing voicing the main character.
Listen,
and he's Heat Blast. For so long I was like, why would they bring Rex back in the reboot? But then I was like, oh, they have his fucking voice actor on payroll. Like, of course. Like,
it's Generator Rex was so fire.
They wanted to do more with that. It just didn't fall.
They have fucking John DiMaggio.
Because they did it in the comic. It was a comic where they did cross over again. I think Rex was hitting on Gwen.
I haven't read it. I've seen the cover.
I can see why they wanted to make that Generator Rex and the Ben 10 crossover because they had John DiMaggio voicing like I think maybe Forearms and Zombozo, so he was already in the team and they had the voice of Heat Blast. I don't think they really need to do any outside casting besides those two.
Right, exactly. I don't think any. Oh yeah, Six was in it, but he was voiced by someone else.
If they do merge universe, I just want it to make sense. Like I want them because the Secret Saturdays make sense because they're secret. Like they're not in like the front line. But for Generator X, that's a world global thing, so it kind of won't make sense. They've been
have to rewatch.
They've been there because just on vacation, just vibing. So
Yeah.
have to make it make sense. But I mean, I would love more Ben and Jenna Rex bouncing off. So their comedy was why that special worked so well for me. I love
them playing basketball.
Playing basketball, Rex sucks, but Ben is just shooting threes like it's nothing.
Just like
he's him, dude.
Yeah, no, I think Gwen brings it up one day. She's like, "You do try hard. You just make it look so easy."
Like you're good at everything.
Which is also funny because I swear, when they were kids, Ben sucked at everything. So I don't know if puberty just made that man just good at everything or something. But
he took the omnipresence and locked in everything.
Remember in Alien Force, he was playing fucking soccer. So I mean, like he's got to do something. When
it's different. But at baseball, when they were kids playing baseball, they said he sucked.
Right.
So
like Cash was like really good.
When he hit puberty, that man just became good at everything he was doing. I mean, like he was good and Ben as a kid, he was good at playing aliens.
Maybe that
four. Like, I don't have 10 aliens.
Maybe that raft DNA got inside of him.
That raft DNA.
He's like, I don't have 10 aliens to do 10 different tasks anymore. I gotta lock into everything.
Yeah. Let me learn 10 different sports. He's probably crazy on the cricket field, bro.
I wanna bring up this. This might be related to it, but like, because there's different versions of Ben 10K, right? Can we acknowledge that the worst one is the Alien Force one where he slaps the fucking chest and he doesn't turn into alien but inherits the powers?
It was an easy fix. Just having like small elements of it would have been cool. His personality is great. I like his personality.
I feel that's why I feel so bad trashing on Ultimate Ben, because it's like I like his character like a lot, but like he sucks. Like,
the main thing about Benson is transformations. You strip that away, and I'm like, bro, like you're cool. Like,
and where did the Alien Force Omnitrix come from?
Yeah, why you? Because at this point he's Ultimate Ben. Why did you just? I don't know. I feel like someone just not to be rude. I know like design is hard, but someone definitely had bad Omnitrix design.
I heard a theory that he kept as like it's from the universe where he didn't give Vilgax the Alien Force Omnitrix, so fuck up. So maybe he was just like, "Oh, Vito's doing ultimate transformations. Let me copy," but he never like just straight up took it from him.
No, he said he's from that Ben's timeline, so that Ben.
Well, at the time he was. Yeah.
No, but like when he meet, it was like in Ultimate Aliens, and he's like, "Yeah, I remember all this happening." Like, yeah, hey, sorry, the time stuff just woke my brain a bit. So that means he got the ultimate. Okay, we're doing time.
Oh wait, right.
He has the ultimate.
He was the Ben 10,000 for that. Ben.
I thought you were about to say if he just took, I still have the broken Omnitrix. I just took it, made it my own, and called it a day. I'm like, all right, I guess, but that's still kind of lame.
Maybe it's just his favorite. Maybe he just missed it and he put it back on.
I mean,
this Omnitrix is peak.
Maybe that's what it is.
Just have it like where he gets simple like parts of the alien and call it day.
I think Kuro, the Ink Tank, he did like a sketch a few years ago of what it would look like, and it was like pretty cool.
Yeah.
TLDR Doc Holliday spinoff. Where's it at?
Oh.
My man, you asking for way too much, man.
I would have watched it.
Fucking course you would.
A Ben and Samurai Jack would go hard. I could see that.
Random, but yeah.
I mean, the CN wasn't CN.
If we're bringing up like random shit though, I was always a big fan of like Ben going crossing over Dan. We might as well bring a 5-way a little bit. I think that is like, it's like on the same tier.
A good idea.
I think it just makes so much sense.
Have him in the Sumo Slimmer outfit he wore in the game. Yeah, I'll go hard.
Oh, that would go hard.
Ooh, dude, Samurai Jack. The big samurai forearms.
Yeah,
that actually would go hard.
As long as it's not his Alien Force forearms design, I'm good. As long as it's Sumo Slammer forearms, I'm fine with it. I don't like his Alien Force design.
Teen Titans does make a lot of sense to me though, like
Derek J.
Plastic
Wyatt.
Ben and
they were both quite. It does make a lot.
Yeah,
of sense.
It makes a lot of sense to me.
Raven and Jinx are in Omniverse.
They are in Omniverse.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they are. They help Michael.
Well, I mean, Raven and Jinx. People that look like Raven and Jinx.
Yeah.
They help Michael do a demonic.
I wonder if the reboot kept on going, it would have been like the Teen Titans Go for Cartoon Network. They could have I could have seen that show going on incredibly long. I wish it wasn't canned after like a few seasons, because I feel like the reboot could have done a lot more. If I'm being
I feel like they never even aired it after the second season. like when did you ever see like the reboot just like on TV after like
Dude,
season 2?
I don't even think I caught the big specials on TV. Like watching some.
I never did. I had to go like out of my way to watch them.
See, no,
I
I was that guy who
announcers
went
shit.
eyes to get it to watch it. I watched the thing on air.
Yeah,
I think I watched the
they
movie.
kept
I think I watched the movie on
at
air.
6 a.m.
The movie I definitely saw on air, but like Alien Extinction, I think I had to like watch that afterwards.
They aired that shit at 6 a.m., didn't they? They pulled the I'm gonna air Generator X at 6 a.m. so
Yeah.
nobody sees this shit.
I'm gonna air Ben 10
They
Omniverse
will
at 6
feel my
a.m.
wrath for that one day.
I remember
Yeah.
live tweeting it when I watched the X Station. I remember when I hear Yuri as Ben 10. I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting emotional, man. This man is back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that crossover could have been the worst thing ever, and I still would have watched.
I would have
it
ate that
for
thing up.
They would have ate that shit up, man.
And Chromostone, dude. That was the first alien he used. I was like, for me?
Ooh, I know you were geeked out for me.
I was geeked out, dude.
Yeah.
I remember being like,
What?
oh, is Ben gonna go ultimate? They didn't go ultimate. This use amphibian. I'm like, all right, I guess it's no ultimates. Again,
I fucking
worst
hate
choice
Amphibian.
you could use.
That pissed me off.
You are not serious, brother. That's why your omnitress is the wrong way. I should have known you.
The amphibian trick.
it was kind of cool though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of cool.
I mean,
back.
Ripjaws was pretty cool.
No,
to
it
see
is.
again.
Like I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like
I
it
mean-
better that way.
Yeah, the logo being like up here on his arm was actually pretty sick.
Yeah. Amphibian still sucks.
I honestly not
Pretty
like I
cool.
like amphibian, but I grew like such a distaste for him after that special because I was like, why only amphibian?
Yeah, it's like
That was
Alien
my
Force
thing.
Ben got 2 aliens. I'm like, hey, everyone's getting 2. The Omniverse Ben came out with freaking blocks. I'm like, blocks.
No, blood disrespect.
Hey, wait,
Where's
Wait,
feedback, dude? People would have eaten feedback up, and Yuri was there.
That feedback.
couldn't
Me,
do
I'm like, we back. We
Dude,
back.
hearing the feedback theme in the reboot would have killed me. I
I
would
would
have
have
been.
felt that in my chest, bro. That thing was so goated.
But
Oh,
seeing like Alien Force open being like feedback and was like, oh yeah, trauma. Let's not start that right now.
Trauma. I don't think
Yeah, see Alien Force Ben like what?
broke down in tears. Bro.
Yeah, reboot older Ben was fucking awesome.
I haven't resolved that yet. Yeah.
Didn't reboot like older Ben? Didn't like Gwen and Grandpa like die or some shit? That's why he became like evil or whatever.
Oh, the Alien X one.
Yeah, the Alien X
yeah.
special. Yeah,
I think Vilgax like killed them or something.
Bill Gates
I would've-
killed him, and then he
I
like
was.
broke his Omnitrix and then got Alien X. I don't know how that
That's
worked.
kind of a hard backstory though. Like kill Grandpa and Glenn.
Also, our only evil Ben 10K.
That would
Yeah.
have been something I would love to see in like Alien Force or Ultimate or any like the other like shows. That would have been fun.
They kind of had like Eon, but we didn't really know anything about
We don't
him.
count Eon. He's not a future.
Eon, no.
But I'm an alternate Ben 10. But I'm an alternate Ben 10.
I kind of hated that because
You said that, and we were like, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
man, that's cool, I guess. You know, if you don't got your buddy, you're not a band. I'm sorry, except no watch band because he's actually a band.
If you're
Come
purple,
on.
you're not Ben. Oh, except for like Ben Zaro.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Come on, Eon. I mean, there's
He's
Eon
weird.
Ben. Like, that's a Ben right there. That's a corrupt Ben. So he's
Yeah.
But he's not Ben 10K. He's just a corrupt Ben Tennyson.
He's Ben Man from.
He's
from
Ben-
Don't even know how old he is either.
Mhm.
He's just probably a walking corpse that just
Pretty
calls himself
badass.
band.
Pretty badass powers. Though.
It's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
already we're gonna be okay. So we're gonna be starting some drama here, I suppose. So he was asked about his favorite Ben 10 show. Like, what's the best one? What's your favorite? What's you had the most fun working on? Is it, hey, I can't pick. They're all my babies. I love them all. And I was like, all right, but we have to pick what our favorite is, because I feel like that's like, I feel like next to who's your favorite alien, that's like, this is the next question that gets asked around. And I feel like this group is very, I think we all maybe have like a different answer, or I think very split on what our favorites are. So I'm just gonna let y'all have it. I'm just gonna push it out
Don't
there.
let Des
Whoever
go
wants
first.
to-
Don't let him go
Before we start, you really picked a selective frame for people to really hate, because this is the frame that I see all
they
the
got
time
all
on
of them.
Twitter.
They got all of them right there.
I see this all the time on Twitter, and people always be like, "Man, the reboot design sucks because they all have the same eyes."
I will say, I hate that
They're the
it's
same
backward.
dude.
I hate that the Ultra Matrix is backwards. That pisses me
In that
off a
shot,
bit.
it doesn't look great.
Yeah,
it
that
doesn't look
shot's
great in that
weird.
shot.
The shot
It
we
doesn't
first
even
look
first
like
saw,
on his
it looked kinda
arm.
cool.
Like it looks like an
Looks a lot
error in
better
that
when he was
shot.
showing it off to where it's been.
Right, because he had like it looks like an error there for sure.
One thing I did notice about this Omniverse one is like really mute. It looks really dark.
It's
Yeah,
dark,
it lights
yeah.
up too, so I don't know why it's not lighting up there.
I don't
They
like
butchered
how,
my guy. They butchered
I
him.
don't like the fucking ovally eyes. I like the round eyes. The only
We're
eyes
getting, we're getting sidetracked. We're not supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull the trigger. I'm just gonna pull the trigger and say my favorite is Ultimate Alien.
Let's go.
You two, get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm gonna
That's
kick
it.
your ass like the fucking wild mutt.
Listen,
Ultimate, man.
I can
Okay,
sit through
okay,
season
wait.
3 of Ultimate Alien.
Since you
I mean-
like Ultimate Alien 2, I think we should let the other guy say his. We both just dick
The
ride
other
for like
guys,
the next 5 minutes.
Really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, no. I want him to justify every ultimate from every ultimate form and see. And I want you to.
I don't
see
have to. They never
See,
use them.
You're acting like I'm saying it's perfect. I know it's error. I know it's problem. But let me.
You're saying
All right.
Ultimate's plot is somewhat okay. It's when the ultimates come into play, and then like some of them are very fucking pointless to you. Very, very pointless.
Yo, no, very true.
It never affects the plot though. Like
Doesn't.
Ultimate Echo kind of, but that's a good one. So
It just feels like they were supposed to bring something up because I think like
Yeah.
episode 1 or 2, they like Ben has like the that's the finale, but Ben says like he has.
oh no,
nightmares
you're right. In
and that it feels different. That the ultimate scare him, so they're really setting something up for that. And then that just
Wait.
went
Oh yeah.
nowhere.
Didn't it? And it's
What
like,
was it
like,
where his eyes
like
turned
one
pink?
time?
That was
Yeah,
the
they turned pink. Yeah.
that was the Alien Force finale.
Yeah.
Was it? Wait, I'm sidetracking. I don't. I know it popped up and Gwen was like, "What's up?" He's like, "That felt different." I don't. I'm
I thought
Right.
blanking. It.
First
I mean, I know what you're
episode of
talking about.
Ultimate Alien.
It feels
No,
like
I
Ultimate
think it was
Humongosaur is
in
gonna
the
come to
very first
life.
episode of,
Wait.
Alien. I think it was in Fame.
Oh, it was.
They had-
Yeah, it was. It was
Yeah.
Ultimate
Is it?
Spider Monkey.
African
Right,
It
yeah.
was
African,
Ultimate Spider Monkey.
back
Yeah.
Ultimate Spider
He
Monkey.
went
Yeah.
back and was like, "Hey, are you good?" He's like, "That felt weird."
Yeah,
So,
Because
I
I
mean, they
think-
went nowhere.
The whole like the Ultimates are alive. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was a
or
sign.
kind of up that.
But we never like hinted at any of that
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all. It would have been crazy to see them start to like break free of control a little bit, like before
Yeah.
Ultimate Humongosaur did.
It definitely
Like-
felt like they were trying to set something up, but then something in the writer room just shift, and they just changed their mind halfway through.
Like,
It
No,
just threw
Ben
it-
asked the other girlfriend, like, no character development, no plot development.
dude,
My
have
man,
Ultimate Spider Monkey like beat the piss out of Bivalve and Ben be like,
My
I don't know
man.
what that was.
Yeah.
Ben's relationship and from Alien Force to Ultimate to Omniverse, that was the weakest aspects of the show. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
straight up with you because it was either Julie and they tried to do Kai, and I'm like, bro, at that point, just make Ben. Oh wait, no, they made Ben fall in love with his watch. Never mind. That's a whole other episode.
was an AI.
I feel like
I don't remember.
Kai
Yeah.
could have worked. It's just the writing behind it was kind of meh. Because I think they definitely have a more. We're not even talking about this right now. We're talking
I was about to say, don't even get started on Kai, dude.
but my favorite obviously is Ultimate Aliens. I think
Damn, bro.
it has problems. Like I know it has problems. I'm not trying to say it's
Nah,
perfect.
you good.
I think
Dan is right.
Dan, I swear to God, I'm coming to your house. I'm drop kicking you. Don't start.
Yo, Dan, I'm in the same boat, bro.
It like definitely has its problems. I know people are kind of mixed on the ultimate Kevin arc. I think it's pretty solid. I think it brings some good ideas.
Oh yeah.
But
I
I
love that
mean,
arc so much.
I do agree with some people like, hey, why did Ben like switch so hard? Give me that cup. I think
Bro, that's
like,
so sick.
3D
but
printed.
I think it's also because like it was like Ben felt like it was on him, even though it really wasn't. It was Kid Ben who made him Kevin Zorb Ultra Matrix. But it's still like Ben's like, it's my responsibility. I have to take Kevin out because Ben also never knows how Kevin transformed. So he's like, I have to take him out, and that's all good drama stuff.
Yeah.
I like the Forever Knights finally coming together. Like, hey, we're gonna kill all the aliens because screw those guys.
Yeah.
Too bad Pierce got wiped out and
That
then
was-
never talked about ever again. Besides,
In an episode that I know for a fact a lot of people did not see.
Forever Knights come back, bro. The Forever Knights was like mid-tier when Ultimate came out, bro.
I think they killed
Yeah.
Pierce. I think they killed Pierce in The Purge. And like, if you ask like an average Ben 10 fan, they have not seen that episode. Like,
I remember bringing it up here. I'm like, I mean, I think a tweet on rest in peace. Pierce, like Pierce died. They never addressed it besides the Ram Omniverse with I don't know if name's Wills. I forgot her name.
Helen.
She was like, I didn't even
Hell on Wheels.
I'm like, oh yeah, he died. We just never want to address that ever again.
The best was when you see like people complaining like that he wasn't in Omniverse, and it's like he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Although
I think character-wise, I think like some of the character stuff, like when they write seriously, it's really good for me for Ultimate Aliens. Like just a small one was like Ben and Gwen just sitting there talking about how Gwen's like, I don't have a car. Like everyone has cars around me. And Ben's like, you can just drive mine. Them just going back and forth like how they never thought they could be friends and all this stuff, and like how Ben makes everything easy, or like just to talk with Ben with Max about how since he became famous, he's been like it's going to his head a lot. Like, and we see it go to his head like a lot, and he's like, but when I said stuff gets serious. I like that. I like when my joking characters can get serious like that. Just a lot of like character moments. I'm like, I love this. I love the small character moment. Overarching plot can be hit or miss for me, but those character moments to make it like Kevin I asked him like, help Ben right now. He's in trouble. But like he's my best friend. He saved the world 100 times. He's helped like a lot of people help him out. So many good moments like that. It's like
fire speech.
That two-parter is really good. I can't lie. I'm not gonna lie about that.
And the backtracking of Kevin's character into a villain again was the best part of. No, they really backtracked and made him a villain again. And then there's a part where fucking Ben goes fucking way big and tries to fight with Gwen about Kevin.
But you know, like
that was a fire scene, though. That was a fire.
I think it all makes a lot of sense, though. That's why I can't really be mad at that.
Yeah.
Like when Kevin's like this big hulking, like roided out power motherfucker, like it all makes because like there was no other option, and then like of course Ben is like, oh, I gotta go kill him because it's like
gotta go kill Kevin.
If they did like a decline, like a general decline of being like first, like we gotta take like just defeat Kevin. But if it's so like Kevin keeps getting more and more out of control, if it was like more of a decline to it, I feel like it would have hit harder. But it's just that Ben comes off very off the gate. Kevin gotta go. I feel like it should have been more decline, being like a decline.
Watching break it down in a more like they analyze it. Them like saying that just Agregor just like cooking the fuck out of them, kind of like probably Ben. Or like he failed.
Well, Agregor beat the shit out of Ben like 5 times. So at that point, he was at the end of his line. Kevin's done.
He had a rough
I never really processed that. Like Ben is in that part. He's taking L, F, and Ben. Not to say Ben doesn't like take L's into the show, but this is like the most L's he's taking back to back.
Episode to episode.
Yeah, episode. Because like I think before that, his lowest point was probably like him losing Omnitrix to Bill X in the season Alien Force series finale. Yeah. But this is like he got that clap back right away. This is back to back of him being like, I'm losing. And I'm doing like the right things as I'm doing it, but it's not like me doing the right thing is making me lose. So maybe
the universe is on the line here.
If they did, that guy died in
him being like, Max, I tried doing stuff the right way with Elgor, it didn't work out. I have to do something different with Kevin because he's hurting people. Just a few tweaks that could have worked a little bit better.
I did like when the talk with Ben and Grandpa Max about what to do with Kevin and Grandpa
so
Max.
good.
Perfect.
Grandpa Max knows deep down.
I think that's probably when Ben really realized that he's probably gonna have to kill Kevin. Because I think he was probably still thinking about it. He probably didn't want to, but then Grandpa kind of gave him like a little approval, like you can get him up out of here and no one's gonna be mad at you. He's like, okay,
right, because he's like, I would do it.
I
would put him like a mad dog. It's crazy.
Also, what I like about is Ben is gets everything he wants. Maybe he's not being rich, but he's famous. He's strong. But as the series go on, it's revealed I don't like this. Sure, the attention is nice every now and then, but they have like the lead to go camping, to go hang out with Ben because being famous is such like a drag on his normal day life. He can't enjoy like a smoothie while like people coming up and like bothering him. Like I like that kind of elements, like him like being like, I don't like this. This is everything I want, but I don't like it as much. And like he can't enjoy it. Like in Omniverse, we see that he enjoys it still, but it's just like those nice character moments I really enjoy about Aliens. Like I think there's Omniverse have like highs that outbeat it. Like no watch been arc. I know it's been overplayed. Like everyone would say his height is like it's top tier. It's top tier. That's like genuinely a top tier Benton arc.
Yeah.
But I mean, and recently anything I've gone back on Aguirre. I didn't like Aguirre as much. I think his arc's good. I think he was boring. But like the abuse he gives to Ben, that's good stuff.
That's his character, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think after Kevin's arc, the Forever Night stuff, besides like them like being like, oh, hey, we need to watch out for aliens because they're being said. Like I know like the line of I'm Ben Tennyson, I can like take you out. Like, I know people like say like it's not in Ben's nature. Ben's not trying to be like he's trying to do a threat. I don't think he's trying to think because the whole thing is Omnitrix Ultimate's not only weapons and everything. But I think Dagon is when I start losing. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like that.
Once Sir George was gone, like Sir George was getting me through season 3.
Yeah.
Once he was gone, it was over.
And then the final fight, Ultimate Aliens, is lame. Like
Ultimate Waving.
It's a sword, Bill.
We can go back now and watch it, and it's funny. It's funny as hell.
Yeah. But like,
stabbed me.
With, like Ben having to be like, I have all the power that I want now, and being like, I wish it did it a little bit longer. Like it's like a minute or two scene, but that's generally a good scene.
Like it was nice that they had Julie there. Though.
Yeah, Ben being power hungry and everything. I think that could have been a cool like thing last a bit longer. And even Kevin's like it could have been a callback to like when Kevin was power hungry and Gwen and Kevin and Julie like, we'll stop you. And so like Kevin could be like, when
they couldn't
have power hungry, you brought me back. I'll do the same. Like just a quick callback.
Right.
But like that's cool. I wish we played that a little longer. Dagon, boring. Get him out of here.
I would have loved in that moment, like Ben go power hungry and Kevin and Ben have this Sasuke like fight where they fucking beat the shit out of each other brutally and they have like flashbacks and shit. That would have been awesome.
Ben would have beat the shit. I'm not even
Ben would have.
They stood no chance, but it was the principle. It was the idea.
Sword. That's why.
Sword that could wipe the universe if you want to.
Yeah, like for me, Ultimate Alien slap this, I can list a bunch of things I don't like about Ultimate Alien. Like Dagon's boring. Ultimates definitely should have been used more. Should have been overarching plot. But like I say, when the whole like they're alive episode, top tier. Love that.
Awesome.
Yeah. You know what?
It's so many good moments. But also, maybe just about the same of bad, like mid to bad moments in Ultimate Aliens. I think Ben's character development could have been worked on a bit because he does go from I love being famous. I hate being famous. I love being famous. I hate being famous. I feel like it's like up and up with being actual famous.
At least like an Alien Force season 3. At least like an Alien Force season 3, he was like consistently like
he should have
like
he was at his like I think I rewatched like one time. It was bad at first. But I think as it went on, they written it a bit better, so he's not as annoying about the whole "I save the world" thing.
I would actually really love that if it stopped after that season. Like if that was an actual arc that he went through and they didn't just do it again the next season. I actually think it's a great arc because I think that like that last episode where like him and Gwen are like inside the rain and they're having that conversation. And again, it's something that he's learned in the past, but it would make sense why he's going through it again after all the wins he's had to he's gone through over the last 2 seasons. But then again, they just do it again and again and again. And so it's like
that's why I can never say Ben that is he learns the same thing over and over again. It gets a little bit annoying. It's good moments, but it's just he can't keep pulling the same strings over and over again because it gets tiring.
I would say Ben, like my favorite, if we're talking about it, my favorite is Omniverse for the simple fact is that it does a lot more with like the universe of Ben 10. Like it explores like these multiple like parallels of Ben. And also I enjoy Ben 23 the most because he embraces being famous, but the reason he's that way is because he didn't have the guidance of Grandpa Max to teach him what's right or wrong. And I also like that parallel because it shows a side of Ben. What happened if the fame just got to his head and he just wanted the attention? And
no Grandpa Max either. I think that's like the linchpin.
Without Grandpa Max, Ben doesn't have that like figure in this. He doesn't have someone to teach him lessons. He doesn't have someone to guide him. So I think my favorite, the reason I like Omniverse is because there's Ben 23, these other versions of Ben, and like it explores a lot of what if scenarios too in the show that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always, whenever Omniverse is brought up, I love just talking about it because it kind of like put a lot of what people like Ben 10 comes from Omniverse. If you really think about it,
Yeah,
the over the top
100%.
fucking action. A lot of Alien X does.
It's awesome.
It explore a lot of the other aliens' homeworld. Like OV did like a little show, but I think everybody just forgets because it looks different.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
no Ben 10 moment hits harder than Feedback coming back to life. And I just rewatched it recently. With and it was like, I mean, like chills literally every time.
I think Omniverse has those good character development like moments that I'm loving for all too. I think like the one that always hits me hard when I watch the No Watch Ben arc is like, we're not really that close. I'm like, that sucks.
When? Oh my god,
like
Gwen said that?
Yeah, No Watch Ben. It's like Ben goes like home and Gwen's just chilling there.
Yeah.
And then they're like talking about like the most boring summer and like it's fine, we're not that close. That gets me every time because like it's really true that they grew a lot because of that summer, and without that Omnitrix there, it's just they're just not together. And you obviously you have the speech with Ben gets feedback back when he's talking to like Kid Ben about not beating himself up over their failures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So good.
There's so many good character moments in that or like when Phil comes back and Max is talking like, we should give Phil another chance like Kevin. Ben's like, Phil's no Kevin. It just shows how much love Ben has for Kevin, how much respect that he has for him. He's like, don't put anywhere near that Kevin level. And Rook's amazing. Rook's when I first watched it, I was like, why is
big risk, but yeah, he ended up being awesome.
Rook is amazing.
Rook earns him like Rook has like proven himself to be like one of my favorite, like one of the best like additions to the Omniverse cast.
So good.
He's so and like I love the Proto Tool because what people like Proto Tool is like isn't the Proto Tool like the only thing in existence? It's like the ultimate. It's sort of like the Omnitrix, but like it's like a Swiss Army knife for Rook.
Yeah,
it's like his Omnitrix essentially. It's so good.
In the Omniverse game, it like acted like the Omnitrix, so you could switch through the wheel.
Yeah, it was so good because they could have easily.
I love the game so much.
That's
such a good Ben 10 game.
So many alien transformations, but they could have easily given Rook like an Omnitrix and said, "Hey, I mean, like we could do more aliens," but no, they decided no.
Can you imagine? That's Reboot Kevin.
That's reboot. We could talk about Reboot Kevin, but I love the I forgot what the Omnitrix is. It the Megatrix or some shit?
Antitrix.
Yeah, I like the Antitrix a lot. I like how his aliens are not just fucking carbon copies of things.
Yeah, Albedo over there.
Dark Matter was fire. Dark Matter was good.
Yeah, but like Omniverse, what I like about it is that Albedo is fucking a great fucking villain in Omniverse, and I fucking like how he just becomes more and more fucking eviler to the point where he becomes this fucking MODOK like fucking creature on a fucking chair. It's fucking insane. His evolution as a villain, I mean, granted, it does stem from I forgot the fucking person who made the Omnitrix, bro. It does stem from a lot of Azimuth's doing. Like Azimuth is kind of could have easily had a talk with Albedo, but no, like Albedo becomes this fucking evil figure in Omniverse, which I fucking love.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about OV's like villains, OV has like a really like it's my second favorite. We all know Osmalion is my least favorite. Just putting that out there. But OV's my second favorite so much because it does have a lot of great villains. Malware is my favorite villain ever. And that's really why it ranks so high. Because Malware has some fucking highs. Even when he's like, even outside of the showdown two-parter, even when he shows up in I forgot the episode where like Diamond Head fights him. That episode is gas. Like it's even all appearances just my god, which is so good.
Diamond Head taking out every major villain speedrun.
That's why he's the GOAT, bro.
It's crazy because you wouldn't think of like a evil galvanic mechamorphobia. Like Upgrade is like one of the most iconic like aliens in Ben 10. You wouldn't think that would work as a fucking
not at all.
It works
so crazy
so well.
because upgrade it's like so gas because like
It's brilliant.
Upgrade's powers, it's like his powers essentially just like comes from other things. But malware just like takes shit from people.
That
like,
quote where he's like, "It upgrades me." It's so hard.
It's so good.
And Corey Burton is voicing him like fucking Megatron, Count Dooku, and he gets to be a Ben 10 villain.
Amazing job.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
My favorite, I don't think anybody else has mentioned it yet, but is Alien Force. I think. I think.
Ooh, you know what's so funny?
Yeah.
Everybody on here does have a different favorite because Alien Force is not my favorite.
That's fair. No, I mean that was my kind of like introduction to the franchise. Like way before I even watched the show, I had the like guidebook of the Ben 10, and I had all the action figures and I think I mean and just like me personally, those first 2 seasons are just so unbelievably good in my season. Like in my opinion, like that is the like peak of the franchise. I think it's so the hybrid arc is something I think really, really special. And then of course we have season 3, which is probably my least favorite of the franchise, and it really does suck. It goes from like absolute peak to like the worst thing the show ever does.
It's like really bad.
It's such
I'm not looking forward. I'm not looking forward to rewatching Alien Force or Ultimate Alien. Alien Force is good, but I'm not looking forward to watching Ultimate Alien again for like my rewatch.
Blind Wave just started like their reactions of season 3, and it's so painful to watch because like
I feel so bad for them.
But
they're just like like this isn't gonna last long. It's just gonna be a one-off thing, and like Vilgax is just gonna be here and never come back again.
Simple.
Oh, fucking Vilgax is straight.
I'm curious though. You say Alien Force is your favorite, but you have it sounds like you have such a disdain for season 3. So like,
I do. I don't know. I have like but like as a kid I did actually like season 3. Like I didn't know anybody. I thought it was great. Now looking back at the show, I was like, oh yeah, this kind of sucks. This is not good.
It has a couple of bright spots for me in my.
It does. Like it's not.
I don't hate Vengeance of Vilgax. I don't hate it.
Like, I actually, bro, that 2 part is like
when they announced that
the second part more than the first part.
And then
I mean, coming back, I remember watching that on TV when I was a kid, and I was like, oh my god, we got to record this.
And then he kept coming back and back.
Yeah, that's oh man, like
for Ghost Freak.
Looking back at it, like they really made the worst possible thing. Like if it was like an arc and he was there for the whole season, that could have been cool. I would be down for that. But they like he kept beating him and he came back and it kept beating him, it came back, he kept beating him. By the end, I don't give a shit about Vilgax.
It'd be different. It was like kept like a hard because like when this classic series, it was a hard fight. Every time Vilgax came back, Ben used everything he had. But like in Alien Force, that season 3,
fatigue.
It didn't feel like it was just like this is an annoyance. Here's a little happy meal for you.
He wasn't even like a physical threat. He wasn't like a physical threat in Omniverse either. They washed him with like normal aliens at the end.
I think the most threat he was for the No Watch Ben 2-parter.
Malgax was say what you will about Malgax, but like he wasn't even able to use atomics against him. He had to use Vampire with toy body parts to beat him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Didn't like in one season Vilgax became a fucking giant Cthulhu monster? It was at the finale, the Ultimate Alien or some shit.
It was the end of
that was Alien Force. Yeah.
That was Alien Force. That was by far the. I mean, like cool. that was pretty cool, but like way big getting fucking he gets killed by fucking acid rain or some shit or Ultimate Human.
The acid rain.
Dragon uses like acid rain, and he's like,
fuck. That's Ultimate, like is that Waybig's weakness or
it was really strong. It was really strong acid rain.
Oh my god! My man got wet, bro.
That's ultimate. That's Ultimate Waybig's Achilles heel. Acid rain.
Chalk it up on the board.
Wait. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, even Blendwave had like mentioned like this, like going into the first episodes, they're like, okay, like maybe he comes back and Ben loses, and then like he owns Earth for a season. I was like, wait a minute, that sounds sick as hell. That does sound,
really and it was cool. Like it'd be like a revolution. Well, they kind of did that with the the incursions.
Yeah, basically just that arc.
Yeah. And for a whole season would have been cool.
Yeah,
that would have been cool if it was like that for Alien Force, because that's the point where Ben would start getting cocky. Because even Gwen kept saying, "Hey, don't get cocky," and he still won.
He should have lost.
You would have got.
And then you could have had this idea where like
a humbling experience.
Yeah, and like you could have had this whole thing where like he spent like all the first 2 seasons trying to avoid a war, and then his like first month off of the war, he enslaves the entire Earth because he was too cocky. Like that would have been insane.
Because like that season finale is really good because Ben loses.
Yeah,
like
man,
they kind of do that again. Like, hey, you're getting cocky. He's like, I'm probably gonna win anyway. Loses, then he's at his. That scene is so good with him in the ring crying.
Yeah, it's so good.
Would have been
praying to God to come.
I don't just
you know what
the Omnitrix God.
You know what would have been funny if like somehow they did this. Ben ends up. Maybe Vilgax defeats him. Ben is in a fucking coma. He wakes up. Vilgax takes over the fucking world, and he's like, "Join the Vilgax army." And there's like TVs all around. So like,
with Vilgax's face,
trying to like world full of like everyone's enslaved by Vilgax. Everyone's enslaved, and Ben has to like maybe like find a way to get Kevin and Gwen. Like, that is something that I would have that would have probably escalated the show. Like. You're bringing Vilgax in. You can't keep making him like the you can't make him like the villain where he's
Earth again.
Yeah, you got to go all big with Vilgax. You got to make him take over the fucking world. You got to do some invader.
I think that's why classic series Vilgax is definitely like at its peak.
And they used him sparingly.
He goes from like that too. He goes from like I need the Omnitrix from this 10-year-old kid. So then he's like, this 10-year-old kid keeps beating my ass. I want to kill him. Just like I want to fucking kill him. And then he goes from, you know what? I want to take over your planet. And then in Secret of Omnitrix, depending on which one, however you watch the show, he's like, I honestly forgot what he wanted to do. So he wanted to blow up the world, I guess.
He's won the Omnitrix again.
I think he just wants to watch.
Yeah.
He wants to watch.
Because I think he was going after Azimuth, wasn't he?
Yeah, I just think he voted who he was. I just think.
Well, I don't need it. The maker right there.
Make me another one.
It's like
classic Vilgax was only after the Omnitrix, and Ben was just in his way. Alien Force was like, I want revenge on Ben. And it was like, but you never really wanted that. You wanted the Omnitrix first.
He really did get so desperate. He was ready to like have Azimuth at gunpoint and be like, "Build me another one."
I can't get the 10-year-old down there. I need you to make.
I know how Omnitrix works.
I can't kill this 10-year-old.
Like knowing what we know now about knowing what we know now about like the original fucking Omnitrix, I wouldn't want that fucking shit on my like. It's a prototype that honestly makes like it glitches out. It's messed up.
You could pop the lid off with a screwdriver.
You could pop the lid off.
I didn't want that shit. If you're telling me this 10-year-old kid is whooping my ass with this broken watch, I need it.
Exactly. It's a prototype watch that has so many problems. I would want either the Alien Force watch or the Omniverse watch, even the Ultimatrix. I would not want the fucking prototype.
When did we learn that was a prototype? Though we didn't learn to a prototype until later on in the.
We learned in Alien.
I think because it was technically the same watch in Alien.
It was the finale where he was like, "Oh, it's a prototype." I'm like, "It's been this long. You tell me now it's a prototype?"
I always see the star. That's basically what it was.
And you sort of have the original on the accident. You just activate something because whatever, and then it was like, okay, you can sort of have the universe. I'm like, why do I want that? I mean, I want that, but why do I want that?
But doesn't Ben 10,000 like keep the prototype watch on him, and then it like
that's the universe where he never took off the Omnitrix. At least that's my head.
And then it like evolved. It evolves into his arm, and
it's not head. Exactly. He never took it off. So he just evolved with him.
I actually like that. It's pretty cool.
We're talking a lot about classic. I guess I can just say that classic is my favorite.
Oh damn!
I flip flop a lot between like Omniverse and classic, but I think recently classic just has it on top.
Yeah, that's fair.
Every season has like highs. I think the best way to describe it, I think it's an action show at its peak essentially.
Yeah,
it is.
They would always have good fights.
Saturday morning feels great. And like you said, like you got Vilgax on demon timing the whole way through.
Oh my, that is so good, man.
Dude, when he shows up in the Rojo episode and he's like, "Listen to me now."
I'm gonna kick your ass.
You're gonna get that fucking watch from me.
And even Grandpa Max is like, "Whoa, like, let's rock it in here."
By the way, the build up when you because I'm watching season 1, the build up to Grandpa Max. Like his secret being revealed, it is there are parts where I'm like annoyed. Like I know Max is like a skilled like plumber, but there's points in season 1, like not knowing what we know now, where like you feel like Grandpa Max will be on top of a lot of shit going on in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Like he's a plumber, he should know fucking. Doesn't he like know Vilgax? Like doesn't he like?
No, he took him down like once or twice.
Like he should he should know.
Vilgax knows him.
Yeah, like there's a stuff where he should be on top of a lot of things.
Yeah.
But like once the secret's revealed, then the fucking RV gets fucking rockets and all this other shit. It's like it just happens overnight, bro.
Gwen, open the glove compartment.
Vilgax just said, "Fuck it, it's time to lock it."
Yeah,
that's what happened. I just find it so funny though because just thinking about it. There's a lot of times like he lets Ben just like fight, be a hero.
Yeah.
But if you would have told your grandchildren what you do for it, you probably could have just made this a lot easier on your 10-year-old self.
Right.
Oh my god, that is one of my I'm gonna bring up the reboot. That's probably one of my biggest contentions with I like the reboot, but like they use like Grandpa Max's secret as a joke. It's like
it was so weird. It was in the last thing they ever did.
Yeah.
It's a
like the plumbers. The plumbers. So and he was like, so Max is a plumber in the reboot. I feel like that's even worse because he's just like, oh,
because they went through way more stuff. If you look at it,
there, just have fun.
Fucking like, yeah, he's a fucking plumber, and I'm like, bro, why would you not want to like go off, like send off the show with like Max revealing that he was this plumber? He knew like all this shit this entire time. That's what I'm saying. Like,
does that mean that Phil? Like reboot Phil, would he be a plumber too then?
He would have to be a plumber.
He knew how to, in the reboot, he knew a lot about the Omnitrix. He knew what to fucking do when it was glitching out. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The Vilgax.
Yeah, like there's a lot of, I'm an avid defender of the reboot. I don't care what people say. The art styles, after season 1, I think it gradually gets better story-wise. Because season 1, they're testing out villains, they're seeing what works and what doesn't fucking work. They're testing the waters and they're destroying whatever they can. And then whatever works in that season, they carry it and they keep going. So we're not given rehashed villains. We're given new ones. We're given some that are fucking corny. Like, there's
the bug guy.
The fucking bug guy, the Maurice, which is just John DiMaggio plays like half the voice cast in some of the villains in the show. And
that's like Ultimate Alien too, though.
Yeah, like John DiMaggio has consistent voice work on the fucking reboot. Like he has
I always
Constantine Jacobs.
Yeah,
I always say that the reboot too is probably like one of the more respectful reboots that Cartoon Network made. So it also just makes it very easy to watch. Like especially comparing it to like Teen Titans Go, because I think that one and Ben 10 were the two longest running ones. So if you compare the two, the way Teen Titans Go treats the OG show, even if it's like the way, even if it's like our jokes, it definitely like it pisses me off. I'm like,
you want this? No,
not at all. But
they made like one joke in the reboot where they showed like that weird like blue Ben and the Gwen and the Kevin.
Oh yeah, it was like
Zingo.
Zingo. Yeah, I like that episode because it kind of did like comment on like Alien Force was good, but there were times where like things would get too serious. It almost felt like it felt right at the moment, but when you look back on it, it's fucking hilarious how serious some of this shit really was.
It's also just very jarring because you go from like classic, like Ben 10 funny shenanigans, and you go up to
Alien Force, like,
Max might be dead, and you're like, whoa,
the Omnitrix is gone.
You are the savior, Ben. Save the universe.
You got somebody dies in the first fucking episode. Alien.
Labrid. Yeah.
He does die.
And they rob his dead body too. Kevin just straight up robs a dead body. Takes him.
He grieves.
I mean, it was a nice badge. I don't blame him.
I would have took it to you.
This is my dad's badge.
You took the badge with that man.
Don't even get me started.
When was in Alien Force? When did we ever get to see the plumber base? What episode was that? Did they introduce?
Oh, it was the very end, right? Oh no! It was the
one in Washington.
Season 1, right?
Was it season 1? Because there's like
I
don't think
we don't see the Washington base in Alien 4. We see that like the very end of Ultimate Aliens. We see the Washington base again.
Oh yeah, because Vilgax and Ben fight inside of it, right?
Yeah, like Omniverse is when they start like, we have plumber bases around Earth now.
Because that's the Omniverse is the plumber base that I like. Yeah. That I like grew up.
We
with.
just
that's
see
one that I know.
for like 5 seconds at the end of Ultimate Alliance. But Omniverse when we start having the actual plumber base again.
Yeah, I like the look of the plumber base.
It's nice. They shoot in space later on. Like ice in space now. So watch the RS.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna be moving on to our next topic here. And this I think is the one that like got the most like traction. Like Discussing Film even made a post about it, and like we're like, holy shit, they made a post about Ben 10. This is massive. And that's about them wanting to do a darker, or him like maybe wanting to do a higher stakes Ben 10 show, something that goes a little more serious than like what the reboot did. And I feel like this is the conversation that gets talked about a lot. People really wanting a dark Ben 10 opposed to like the reboots, like silliness and stuff like this. And personally, I always like when Ben 10 gets dark. That's, I think, always some of my, like, when I look back at all my favorite moments, it is always the super dark, Ben threatening to kill the Knights, and, Ben thinking Gwen died and is about to blow up the universe, and all these scenes, like him sacrificing himself for all the, like, those are scenes that are just among my favorite scenes. What would all of our thoughts be if they went a much darker route with like a new Ben 10 show?
I do appreciate that he said it's not the gore or sexual content he's focused on.
He really hit all the bases.
Yeah, like I just want to tell more deep, mature themes.
Yes.
Because like I think me and my girlfriend talk about that every now and then. It was like she's like adult shows, not because like the jokes. It's just like most of the jokes is haha sex, haha these like gore, haha. It's not like using to be able to use like, hey, we are adult show. Let's do deeper. That's why it's BoJack Horseman, not for the sex stuff, but for like the depression, the more deeper dialogue stuff like that. And I think that's a perfect way to go with Ben. We tiptoe into like the darker themes in Ben as much as you can for a kids show. Let's go deeper into that. Let's see how far we can push it without we're keeping that core Ben 10 and not just being like haha sex stuff, gore, haha sexual joke, haha.
Yeah.
I think
let me kill my best friend. Like
I mean he had it coming, but
right, but no, like that's like more ideal than like sex and ripping people in half.
You use that darker theme in the right way, and I think that's the great way. What gets me excited is that he wants to focus on the themes, the darker, mature things. He can go with that. If we somehow get that, I'm in. Sign me up. I think that's what lots of fans were saying. A lot of Ben 10 people on Twitter were saying, like, "Hey, if you want to keep with the reboot universe, have it more for like the kids, do that." And then you have a separate universe with the old fans who grew up with OG Ben, like having more on Adult Swim or a streaming service that's more mature. I think that's a great idea. If they want to do that, of course, that's the best way you can probably do that. Also, why that image?
my man, I'm gonna say this. It straight look like he's like. It straight looks like he's fucking something. I'm sorry to say this.
What? That was
what is he doing with Vilgax?
That was the incursion episode.
Rick's like, no, Ben, don't.
No, Ben, no. But
I've had enough of you.
I think I will be up for that. I would love to see that. I think that's what the fans will love to see too.
For me,
to add on to what you're saying, Des, my girlfriend's a big fan of BoJack too, but she also loves Invincible, and I think that's low-key what I would want out of like an animated, mature Ben 10 show. Because the way Invincible handles, like, obviously the adaptation, like the comic is also very mature, but it also allows them to tackle a lot of the themes too. Essentially, like the relationship between Mark and Omni-Man, essentially, it feels a lot more personal because it's built out longer. And I think you can really do like some serious, like heavy emotional like drama in the state if you get more mature with it. Because Ben 10 already was like mainly during the UAF era was like already mature. Yeah. You had the Prisoner 13 episode. Ben Lily's like, I'm gonna kill my best friend, essentially. I think this way you get a lot more like personal, like even little stuff like we can get actual relationship drama or just like actual like conflict between the group, because the group essentially never like argues with each other unless it's at just arguing against Ben. Like, you're being an asshole, bro. Stop that. But they all never have any conflict.
You're warmongering, Kevin. Like,
never serious. Like, you stole that from somebody, Kevin. Like, that's as bad as it gets.
Respect your cousin, Ben.
I definitely think Invincible style. I forgot about it. That's the best for the handle that, because I think I was trying to when I brought the decision to my girlfriend about Invincible because she's not watching The Boys. She said she's never watched The Boys. It's a good show. I get it. It's not upper alley. Invincible's more upper alley. They take those like because like most superhero stuff like there's a giant thing like explosion that happened. Sucks, but like let's save people. Invincible takes the time to like hey. Let's go into all the details of like why this is bad, the people I couldn't save, and like I said, comics goes into that,
right? Like people die in that last episode, and you just have to fill it with Mark.
Yeah, you sit there, and then see like the season 2 opens up with him still just being like, all those people died. People die in my hands.
Yeah, and Mark's very depressing season 2. Like we get like a depressing.
Yeah, like with the boys, it's like someone blows up. And it's like, oh, that's funny. But Invincible, it's like people will die, and instead of like not dwelling on it, they'll be like, okay, how do we solve this?
Yeah.
Like just imagine if we were allowed to like really sit with Ben after he lost the Omnitrix a lot of times, in like a more like because it's a kid show, they're not gonna show the guy like really in his feelings. But if, just even something that's mature doesn't gonna be a lot of like anything. We could just get bro sitting in the room crying because I would have.
That's why the feedback arc is so great.
That's what they should do with Max because it's just more Ben. It's like showing like Ben's focus, which is not bad like the way they show it. Like he just like focused on his mission now. But imagine he had like an episode of Ben just messing up or like he just can't like go here because he was like I lost my father figure. He's gone.
Yeah,
I do like his like how he acts after like in the Alien Force. How he like. I don't want to say gets over. He just like we have a mission to finish.
Yeah, he's focused on the mission.
That's like his way of coping.
He started crying.
Needs Grandpa Max, man.
Maybe if he like felt it first, and then we see him, he's like focused in, or I think like how Ultimate Aliens say like Ben doesn't sleep well. He's always on patrol.
Because he's so obsessed over.
Start doing that. Like he's not taking care of himself. He's not eating. He's not doing stuff he's supposed to. And Gwen and Kevin's like, hey Ben, are you good?
Kind of like what happened to Beast Boy and Young Justice season 4.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. That's the best part that happened that season. It was like him just dealing with the depression. He's like going on missions. He's like,
intervention.
He's sleeping constantly. Do stuff like that. That would have been good.
Yeah.
I think Ben addicted to sleeping pills.
Bro, you going way too? That's way.
That was what they did with Beast Boy. That was
he was man, just seeing Ben take a pill of any kind, like a Flintstone vitamin.
Ben 10 would never take a pill.
That's not
Ben 10 would never take a Flintstone vitamin.
My Ben Tennyson would never.
Ink Tank had kind of brought up like this idea that I had never really thought of when, like, I at the beginning of like the old of the Omniverse reaction or the breakdowns and stuff, like when he does like recreate the entire universe and he doesn't really like reflect on all his friends and family just died, and he's just like, all right, I'll make a new one. He doesn't really.
I can't make this one flavor.
It's so morbid.
Yeah, I can't make this one flavor.
I was just gonna. It's very morbid because like, bro, people are dead. Like these.
It freaks me out every time I watch it because it's like.
They could just a quick line. He's just like, yeah, I just went back in time a little bit and stopped. He's like, yeah, I should recreate the universe. I'm like, everyone he just
drinks his smoothie. It's like, this doesn't taste right.
And then everybody finds out.
You failed. You recreated the universe. Go like how like you failed and beat you up.
That's where I feel like Ben. This is just me personally. I do think we need a darker Ben 10, but I do think I would like it to be balanced between like dark and comedic. Like there's some dark episodes, and then there's a little bit of comedy thrown in to like alleviate some of the tension. Like Invincible. Invincible. Like we can't have fucking Ben with fucking shotgun fucking GTAing and everything. Like no,
you were never looking for pirated Ben 10 games back in the day,
bro.
Yeah,
but like that's funny. But like, Ben 10 would definitely benefit from some mature themes, and I think because of the fact that Cartoon Network has pretty much become Adult Swim. Like I think they only air programming from a certain time. I would see if they were going to bring back Ben 10. It kind of needs to be on Adult Swim. I think they should take advantage of the fact that people grow up with Ben.
Yeah.
There needs to be a little, maybe make him 20, 21, at least a legal drinking age where you can see him getting away with a lot of things. And you can
have him team up with Danny Phantom.
Have him team up with Danny. Have him team up with the rights issues with Danny Phantom. But like,
dude, did you see they're getting like acquired now, maybe, and they're gonna be like under the same...
I did see that.
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Crow like in the Nick studio, like pitching 5-0.
Butch Hartman couldn't. That's blame.
That man made our childhood. I'm joking.
Hey, Danny Phantom is gas, so I
don't
know who made it though, but it's
last season. The last season blows. Anyway,
Danny Phantom, the show with no creator.
Too bad I don't know who made it. So,
but like back on topic, I'm gonna say like, yeah, Ben 10 would definitely benefit. Like, and I would have, because I don't think you can really go back to Alien Force, the Alien Force art style, but
never go back.
No. You can't even go back. Everybody ever try to go back to Alien Force? Some of the animation's very stilted. Am I the only one that
sometimes it's very smooth. Sometimes it's very smooth though.
The action scenes are the smoothest.
Like when they're fighting Prior Galil and he uses goop. Like that's one of the best animation I've seen.
It feels like they picked and choose what they want to be smooth and what they like. I don't know I don't know who the director was, but he wasn't consistent because it was like Omniverse consistently smooth. Maybe it's because like the more like laid back and art style, because like art style is very important when it comes to that kind of stuff. The more simple it is, the more dynamic you can get.
Yeah, I think the OV art style kind of leaves room for like
Alien Force. Ultimate Alien Force is a little more. I know people say it's bland, but it's still a little more. I don't want to say detail,
but it's impressive.
There's more stuff going on. So that can be a giant play into that stuff as well.
They just decided to lock in whenever Goop was on screen. Like whenever Goop is in any scene, it's like the most fluid motion you've ever seen.
I would say because like the aliens, the action scenes in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, because some of the stuff they probably had to CG like model, because some of the aliens were 3D, 3-dimensional. So I would say the only thing that was still to where when the characters were talking back and forth, you feel like some things were a little bit, weird. But I think, and I would want the show to look more like Invincible or even Omniverse, but I would want a more simplistic style that would lend to.
I've been advocating for like if they do bring it back in this mature setting, because we haven't talked about what the action would look like if they did a mature thing. Like Ben's probably gonna stab somebody for being.
Gotta use wrath. Yeah,
just murder somebody.
Okay, we've been waiting our entire lives to see Wrath like eviscerate someone on screen.
I don't think he'll actually strips out his tentacles.
He wanted somebody's stomach in I think.
In the very first episode he appears, and he jumps on the guy's stomach.
Yeah,
I think for action wise, don't go too bloody with it. Like it's mature, but like don't. He said no. He doesn't want to do gore and stuff. Like, I think like when it gets like the build backs, like the big hitters, like bump up that blood a little bit. But like for that ammo, you can keep a little.
That's kind of what I was saying, because like the action is gonna like parallel to the animation. So I think we needed like an animation style akin to like, I don't want to say anime, but kind of like just something that'll allow for I think some fast.
The Last Airbender.
Yeah, like some fast action similar to classic with a little bit of blood, and like you can actually see somebody get fucking hit. I think that'll go crazy.
Have you guys seen anything from that new He-Man like universe where it's like all like pretty like detailed?
Netflix show?
No, not like that. Like those like movies that Kevin Smith has been making, or they might be shows.
No.
But I've seen the trailers, and it's like the art style is like really detailed, but it's still like very like vibrant and you know like.
Something like that.
I would like.
Me personally, this is a very like weird thing, but I would want the style to be the same style as Generator Rex, because Generator Rex had a very unique art style.
It has a very adult art style too. It's like it's like
saturated, but like not like bland.
And the aliens and all of Ben's aliens in the Generator Rex art style looked way better than they did in fucking Ultimate and Alien Force.
Oldstar looked exactly the same, and he still looked better.
They added like fur and texture. They added a lot of things in like in that art style. I
think that's like a very good take. Like I said, Generator Rex has like the UAF style, but it's really grittier. It's like a lot grittier and grungier.
It's just bumped up a little bit too.
I think it was the tone of a darker story.
But it's not like washed out either. Like they know like what they're doing with the art style.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Well, I guess that's a perfect point to move on to our next slide.
I keep looking at the fucking frame, my man. It's so weird.
Yeah, maybe I should have used another.
I'm not even
funny.
reading the text to really like absorb. Like, okay, what can we pick up? I'm just stuck on the image.
Yeah.
I can't read it. It's fun.
All right, let's talk about this.
Go ahead, what I got to say.
Ben 10,000, another big topic that people always bring up. I mean, we've mentioned it a couple times this stream alone. And he had mentioned, hey, maybe a feature. Like, he's a cool character. I would love to see a feature. I feel like this is also just a very controversial topic of like, we need a Ben 10,000 show, and then the opposite of things, like, we should never have a Ben 10,000 show. So how does this crew feel about a Ben 10,000?
I have a pretty like I was actually thinking about this today. I think a Ben 10,000 show would be great if you keep in mind that like every Ben 10,000 is different, and like we could see a Ben 10,000 for a Ben that like we've never even seen before, and show like that Ben's story through like flashbacks or like references.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like I think a Ben 10,000 show would be great, but it wouldn't have to be Ben Prime Ben 10,000. Like I don't really need to see more of like Biometrix Ben 10,000. He was fine, but I don't need a show about him.
Yeah.
Like
every time I hear Ben 10K show, I just think of like, oh, they would just pick up from Omniverse. But since they said they're not doing prime continuity yet, we'd have to get like a different one in general.
Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. Like this, it almost seems like this is something that people wanted since the first episode, the first Ben 10K episode came out. People wanted a Ben 10K like movie or show, but I'm gonna be real with you. I would want to explore other characters. And personally, I think Ken's a lot more.
Let him way better. Way better.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Ken and have Ben 10,000 train him.
Turn his audio up because he's cooking.
Yeah. I'd rather have Ben 10K. I'd rather have Ben 10,000 be a trainer to Ken and teach him how to use the Omnitrix, and then that would lead way into like returning villains, like maybe Vilgax and like and like all these other bad guys. But no, I think Ben 10,000 works better as a side character.
Turn his audio up, I swear. Turn his audio up.
Yeah.
Have him go missing like Grandpa Max and like have Ken.
Have him go. But he has the watch. How would you justify him going missing?
That shit breaks all the time.
They cut off his arm.
It's dysfunctional.
The watch becomes sentient, doesn't it?
Like,
you don't need to know that.
If you do enough mental gymnastics, you could azimuth that thing and then not work anymore.
The arm becomes its own like entity when it's attached.
So I think one of the main reasons people also want a Ben 10K show or feature, whatever, is because that's how people kind of be like, that's the way we can get a more mature Ben 10 show. Is older character. I feel like having the balance. It's not as much like what other like superheroes who has kids, like let's say for like Spider-Man or just I'm gonna say Spider-Man for now because Ben's inspired by Spider-Man in some regards. It was stuff that he has though is different from stuff Ben has. I guess more Superman-esque because Superman had like with John, you have this kid who you gave powers to, and you have to deal with the responsibility of being a kid. Being a parent, they're doing a kid, being superhero stuff as well. I feel like there's good stuff you can balance with it. But I also know Ben 10 is not really about that kind of stuff. It's about maybe more the dynamic of being a father-son duo or being a family of superheroes like that. So the stuff that I'm usually interested to when you have like a older character dad won't really be as front and center. I think people, like I said, people just want that more mature Ben, and Ben 10K is right there. I do think what will be interesting. I said earlier with the whole alternate universe Ben, if you do like those five like this, like open up like I'm a Ben 10,000, but I'm not your Ben 10,000. So we get more to the backstory like that. So from the get go is a different Ben 10,000 because we get different ones all the time,
like a prequel to Ben 10.
Or maybe like I know people I've seen found people drawing like all three Ben 10Ks together. Just like how they could bounce off each other. Because honestly, if back in the Omniverse, no watch Ben, she just went back and got a bunch of Ben 10Ks. They got that stuff done.
Yeah,
a bunch of like a Gwen who just got the Omnitrix, Ben 23 who's only like I think he's also like 10, 11. He's 11.
Go.
You got a bunch of kids. You're in the heavy hitters. And we just call us the afternoon. But like a prequel, like I said, it's like Ben before, like right before because Ben 10K or Ben early days of Ben 10K. I know there are stories you can do with overpowered characters. Superman's been around for such a long time, and he's like the pinnacle of power. But they still have interest that we can do that. I think there's a story there. I would love a story. Like I said, I think I tweeted that
boring,
myself.
bro.
I would be on the timeline.
Get him out of
Like, hey, people see him as boring, but like, go read some.
No. He's the farthest thing from boring.
Yeah, like, he's OP, but like he's the strongest guy around. But
I'm joking.
There's
I'll agree with you on Batman, but let's not get into it.
But there's because I know people have said like they don't want Ben to have mass control in story because it'll be boring. That's just more of you write a good story around that mass control. But there's different stuff there.
I think the reason I don't want a Ben 10K show is or a Ben 10,000 show. I keep calling him 10K, but dude, he's overpowered. At this point in his life, he's so overpowered that nothing is an obstacle to him. It's almost as easy to take down an enemy with just probably the most obscure alien, like fucking Spitter. I don't want an overpowered character to be the main focal point of the show. I want that powerful character that has years of experience to teach another like group of or kid to teach other people like other maybe other Omnitrix wielders. Maybe like there's an entire maybe trains people like Jedis or some shit. But like I don't want. You
all get an Omnitrix. Build your own lightsaber.
Even with
my son
with Ben 10 with Ben 10,000's like knowledge of the Omnitrix and his ability, and he knows so much about it. He's better off as a teacher rather than a main character.
Well, even with stuff like that, Ben been overpowered since like what Ultimate Aliens Omniverse. Like he fought like 3 guys.
Shit, classic, bro.
A low level. I mean, I know.
Way big at the end of
I just know Brainstorm with Master Control. Alien Force and Ultimate. Didn't he like still have the timer on it? Like
he had Master Control, and he was way big upchuck and cannonball.
It's just more of like how I guess his mindset at the time is probably why they keep like throwing back. But Ben's been a broken character for like since probably
a while.
For a while now. I just think like I'm not trying to like dish what your opinion about it. Like if you don't like OP characters or you don't like OP characters, I just think just saying you don't want him to be OP. As feel like there's like I said stories you can write around him and be OP.
5YL. Although I will see 5YL. It's like I want to see how that Ben would operate in like day to day because it's like they're fighting like a multiverse destroying Eon or whatever. So it's like he's gonna be useful.
So
but yeah.
If Ben 10,000 to work as a character, like it's fine being him OP, but I still want to have like trouble with the Omnitrix. I think you need to add a little bit with the Omnitrix. You need to add like trouble, maybe add like a little bit like stuff like where he still has to learn about. Maybe give him a new watch. Maybe like have him struggle with that. Because
I think that's why a Ben 10K show. Like my opinion is, I agree with Rom. I don't think he should be the star of his own show. Probably give it like I'm of the opinion that Ken should lead a future show if we ever see it.
Yeah.
Because Ben 10K is like you said, it's like the Superman thing, what you guys were saying earlier. He's really overpowered, but there are ways to like work around that if you get a good storyteller. But I think the way you would just have to do it is just like you kind of just have to follow somebody else. Like you kind of just like have to view the world through Ken's eyes, let him deal with his own responsibilities. Because Ben 10K as a character kind of works as he did in Omniverse, where he just shows up and he just like helps. He works better as a cameo character.
We've never had an episode where it's just Ben 10,000. Like it's always been Ben, teaming up with him, or Ken teaming up with him, or he's in the multiverse.
And all those episodes like really good. It's like all those episodes. I think they work like that because we all know. Like I think at Ben 10K at that point of Ben's career, he's too experienced and like too strong. Yeah. I think there's like, and that's why I think probably like making it about his son gives him, instead of like fighting bad guys as like this very raw experienced superhero, make him tackle adulthood. I think like that's also like, I mean, dad and fatherhood. I'm sorry, that's what I mean. Yeah. I think just put him in different shoes essentially.
Ben at a grocery store, man. What is he buying?
What is he buying?
Superman and Lois did a very
Moody's?
interesting thing with just like the Superman character, where it's like, well, obviously he has these villains he's trying to take out, but also his main focus is like, I need to be a father. How do I balance saving the world and also being there for my wife and having kids that have powers? Like, there's these different elements.
My wife.
Like a Lois and Clark, like a Ben 10K show, but like Lois and Clark. And that would be like, that would probably
that's
definitely like Kai or whoever.
I just don't know Ben Chris Ben want to take it to that kind of angle, but that's the way, because like I said, I love Superman and Lois. I think the balancing him being a superhero, a dad, a wife, a husband.
Oh my! I don't know he was a daddy, bro.
It's great. I love the dynamics. I like how Superman had to come home and then like he's like, "Oh, your kid got caught selling drugs," and he's like,
"Right, exactly."
Yeah, that's something I would love to see. Like, there's a good balance.
But even in a show like that,
we also need a character. Yeah, we also need a character like Lois in that show, who's like compelling and you want to see on their own.
Like, I don't Kai. We don't know
enough about Kai yet.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess you can. I mean, not in the same way, clearly, but like you could have Gwen as like a side aunt doing her things, and she has her own separate. Not in the way Lois is, clearly, but like in her own separate way.
Use this as a good way to develop Ben and Kai's relationship, because like for what I've saw from when they're older, they have a good, more balanced relationship. Sure, they're still feisty with each other, but they like that. They like the bicker and stuff. I think give them some time to build Kai up, get some more Ken stuff, get some more dynamics. Have an episode Ken and Kai are on their own adventure.
This is a what if scenario story, but like I would like if they were gonna make a Ken 10 show. Like I would like that. We start out with Ben 10,000, and maybe he's not in contact with Gwen. He doesn't talk to Gwen anymore. But maybe Ken gets the Omnitrix, and he needs somebody to help him raise Ken to like at least teach him how to use the Omnitrix and like teach him how how to fight him.
They could like do a show where like he's in the foreground essentially. Like it's like it's kind of like Ken, like it's like Ben's like presence as this great hero of heroes, just kind of like winning over Ken. Make it like I want to be like my dad thing, but your dad is the greatest person in the world.
Right. I was just off fighting celestial sapiens. How was school?
Yeah. Living up to like all that pressure. Like you have like such a high expectation, someone who's saved the universe hundreds of times. Like how can I live up?
Your father has statues all across the world.
Yeah.
And with Gwen there, like I think like it would be like she teaches Ken like he may be a hero, but like, Ben has flaws.
Forever, so I think she'd understand. I think that's
like. Also, I think a lot of cartoon shows have been doing that a lot recently. We're having like I'm a great hero, but I'm a bad dad. Like
it was a big...
like there was Aang, there was I forgot who else, but it's been a few times. I'm like, all right, I get it. Like I'm fine with my character and flaws. I'm not saying to be pinnacle. I do defend Aang. I don't think Aang's that bad with dad. They do a lot. So
I mean, Ben has always kind of sucked, though. Like, even from Classicon, where like he's always kind of been a terrible person.
Yeah,
like, he has a heart, but
Ben meets himself. He's an asshole.
Almost an Alien Force, an Ultimate Alien and Omniverse. You wonder how he even got a girlfriend in the first place, because he is not the best like boyfriend. Like he
had to be Ben Wolf.
He had 2 seasons where like, okay, you're actually a good person, and then the rest is like, I'm not so sure.
See, they tried to trick me, because it was a whole episode about him like, I'm gonna be better boyfriend. And the next episode, he's back on his bullshit again. So I'm like, what are we doing here?
I watched one of the Inkscape breakdowns, and they show how many times he says, "I promise to be better to Julie." Like,
is there a line where
I liked Julie too. Like I like Julie, and I've liked all of his love interests. Like at this point in my life, I can say that Kai is okay.
Except for the one they try to set up with some like almost dating his own Omnitrix watch.
Except for Eunice. Except for Eunice.
We're not bringing that.
Eunice is the one we don't get acknowledged.
Also, she was dating Julie at the time, but yeah.
No. They weren't together. As Ben said, they weren't together.
I thought Gwen said that they were together in that episode.
No, they were technically, because Ben was like, I think Ben was like saying, yeah, Julie broke it off, and she's like, no, she didn't. He's like, it still gets one, whatever. And next episode, Julie literally said, he's like, you broke up with me. He's like, no, I said we might as well be broken up. He never time for me. He's like, oh
yeah.
I'm like, Ben, what we doing?
Wow. And you wonder,
they were on break. In Ben's mind, they were on break.
girlfriend. That doesn't make it right.
She got sumo slammer put in front of her. I mean,
I can see why I could see why I would see him as Ben as mature as 10K. I feel like that would work as a show, but you think Kai would be like I don't even know much about Kai. If they're gonna do a show, they would have to make Kai at least.
It would definitely be a lot.
They'd have to show us more about her, which I wouldn't even mind.
Yeah.
I would love to know her backstory.
Anything about her.
I think from what I've seen from Ben and Kai's banter and Omniverse is that Ben likes to like talk trash, but Kai will back it up in the right energy because Ben never really talked trash with Julie. They just fight a lot. But Ben will come at Kai sideways, and Kai will hit him with the same kind of energy. It's like he's dating a black girl. Like hitting him the same shit. And I think that works for Ben, because Ben likes to talk shit. He likes to get on his high horse. But Kai will climb that high horse and push him off the high horse. So, like, I think it's a good balance.
You know what? They have the same.
He's never got them.
And then Julie be like, let's sit on my couch and do homework.
Yeah.
Now I am curious because I thought of it earlier. You know, taking away like Ben 10 like K's like what if we took away like Ken, Kai, and like what if we just made him just like a loner, like kind of like
that
Logan.
That would be
watch the box office explode.
You want Ben 10 Logan?
Basically.
I've kind of thought about that idea of like I don't know if he necessarily is capable to like be in a relationship. Like, it feels like his priorities is never on love or like on a girlfriend. It's always about everything else. And like in this day and age, I actually think that could be kind of fun to explore, where like you don't have to find love. Like, you can find love in other places. You can find love in being a hero and being a fan of things. I mean, he has so many people in his life. He has a love for his son. He has a love for his family, his friends, his partners. Like, you don't necessarily need to get married and stuff like that. And maybe that could be something they explore in the show, where like maybe they're no longer a thing. Like, they had a kid together, they tried to make it work, but it didn't work out. And that's something you could also tell a story about, of like two single parents trying to raise a son while you're also like superheroes and there's a giant gorilla taking over the world. Like, that could be fun as well if they went like that route.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Logan, like, do you guys remember Xanderflix? Like, a couple years ago, had that Ben One Last Time. It was that
Based on what I'm saying, like just
like that was pretty good. Flex, I did the Diamond Head design for that show. but yeah, no, and I was actually disappointed that he stopped after episode 2. But
that was gas.
But yeah, like that was like the Ben 10 like Logan for me, at least.
Yeah,
like something like that where like the Omnitrix all fucked up. He can't even like transform without like killing himself anymore, and it's like he's like at a gas station, like yeah, but something like that could be cool.
It's a nice way to just kill two birds with one stone. You get the mature show, and you get your Ben 10K show for those.
Exactly. And he's not like crazy overpowered either.
It's a nice way to nerf him.
Oh, he's gonna die. I saw the show. He dies the moment doesn't he like transform and he gets hurt a little bit. Like,
I think all the aliens, like when I remember when he told me like to do Diamond Head, he was like, but make Diamond Head like fucked up, like he's like missing an arm, or like he's all cracked, or like
he did a great job with those, man.
Yeah, he had a bunch of like different fan artists work on that, which is neat. I remember they had like a really cool eye guy design where like all the eyes were like bloodshot, and like I don't know if they ever used it though, but yeah, like something like that. Like, it wouldn't make him overpowered, but you get your Ben 10,000, you get your, like,
But at the end of the day, like, I think this idea that we should give this one, like, Ben 10K a show, all stems from the very first episode of Ben 10K was good. It set up a lot of world building, but then you also have these other versions of like 10 Ben, because they introduced other versions of the character over the years.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of other characters who deserve a show.
Yeah,
Alan, but like
Gwen, Kevin, Rook, Max, any of them.
Like, what's to say like any other
Plumber?
Yeah. Like, what's to say
watch users are cool.
What's to say we don't get a fucking Grandpa Max prequel? Like, the fuck.
Well, that episode wasn't good.
Like Plumber show could be cool, where like we like follow Rook training a new team of heroes like Plumbers or something.
Oh, that'd be fucking great. Oh, in the Ben 10.
I think they were gonna do that. Like it was like a cancer thing where they're gonna follow Max's little plumber squad or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Max Force.
Yeah.
I feel like when Alien Force was coming out, I feel like I remember that was gonna be something. Because why give it a name? But yeah, Max Force.
Max Force. I'll be honest. I think that's kind of a terrible name for a show, though.
It's a bad name.
Yeah, like it's not marketable.
Well, I think they dropped it. I think they dropped it after Vengeance of Vilgax.
Yeah,
They should have never dropped it.
It was just I forgot the forum guy name. I'm blinking on the name right now. But it was just him. It was like Max Force. Everyone's like, we're not calling ourselves that. We're not doing that. And he was like,
yeah.
But
he's such a clout chaser. Like
Manny always wanted the smoke, dude.
We're the plumber squad, y'all. That's it, bro.
Yeah. Alrighty, we have about 2 more things here. We'll try to speed run these because we are 2 hours in already, which I cannot believe we've been sitting here for 2 hours.
Time flies when you're talking about Ben 10.
Reboot stuff. Now, I'll be honest, I still have not seen all of the reboot. I need to get on it. I really do. But there are no immediate plans to cover the teenage years of the Ben 10 reboot, the 2016 series. Now, this is, I feel like, something that a lot of people have also talked about in the last couple of years, especially after the show ended. It was like, oh wait, are we going to continue this? Are we doing something new? We have got nothing in between all this time. But is this something that you guys would have liked to have seen more of this world, or are you glad we're kind of moving away from it?
I think it's fine. For the most part, I think because I think they came out and said that they kind of regret Asian being up so fast. But I think you don't, because it'll just be them doing the same thing again.
Yeah.
But just with like different world. I think there's a few things they could probably finish off with another movie, because Kevin just disappears
gone.
Just gone. And I think he needs to have like one more good chat with Asmit, just like flex out the rest of the series. But honestly, if you want to just do this is just him as a kid, he's done. Like, we're done with his story, but he's still out there. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I feel like, because they said they want to do different things. I don't think they want to just retread doing
Alien
him
Force
as a
again.
teenager,
Yeah,
and keep doing that. I'm fine with them being like, we're done with this. We want to do something new with the Ben 10 franchise. And I don't know how well. I don't know if Courtney sees the reboot as a success. I mean, it had movies, specials, and lots of toys, so I think they probably see success. But
yeah,
maybe just like, hey, we're done. Well, let's try something new. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that.
I think like internationally, it did really well. The reboot.
I like the reboot. I mean, like initially it wasn't like, I was like, but like I think the reboot, what made the reboot good is that each and every the final episodes of each season of the reboot almost felt like specials like of their own, because the finales to each and every Ben 10 of the Ben 10 reboot, they had like a final conclusion. It always ended with like Ben like either defeating the baddie. It always ended with like Ben going through his own character arc, or ended with Ben getting a new like upgrade to the watch. I would love to see, if I'm being honest, I would love to see Ben as a teenager, but in this art style. But I would love them to tweak the design a little bit. That is me personally. If they're going to make him like his Alien Force design, or they're going to make him like his Omni, they're going to need to tweak that design. I'm personally like the round eyes of the reboot. I don't like how like when they try to put in the Alien Force characters or Gwen in there or any other characters, they have these round eyes, which almost made them look very like, it almost made them look very weird. I prefer the frame we're looking at right now, where Ben has like circle eyes, not the fucking oval eyes, if I'm being honest. That's me personally.
Yeah, my whole opinion on the whole 2016 Teenage Ben, I don't really care. I don't think we need it, especially because the reboot took a lot from like Alien Force already. They took like a bunch, like Michael's in the show. He uses Raph. Yeah, Kevin. He uses Raph. Humongous. I think they
Jet Ray, Goop, Spider Monkey.
Like, yeah. So I don't see what they really could do, even if they wanted to. So I think as it is, it's fine.
I don't think there's anything about like reboot Ben that I would really care to see more of. Like, I think it's cute, like him as a character, like in this episodic like universe that they're in, where it's like a new thing every time. But I don't think like there's anything I like desired to see more of from this. I'm out of my head
saying like, oh my god, I want to see him in the green 10 jacket. I really don't care.
We saw that like shitty Ben 10,000 with the green jacket. If like yeah. I just don't think they made enough like building blocks like they did in Classic to like give you something to want more of him.
Yeah,
sure. Classic did just do such a great job at like their world building and how they like. It's such a good like foundation to build off of, and there's a reason why there's 18 seasons that followed that first or the first 4 seasons. Like, it's so good.
Personally, I'm after I don't think the reboot. I don't think we need to see more. After talking, I don't think we need to see more of the reboot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just maybe like one more fucking movie or something. I don't fucking know.
I think if anything, just give it another movie. Just get it out.
Yeah.
For Kevin, where is he?
Movie.
Man, just one more movie. Close it out. Because I think there was studying a lot that Kevin home life is pretty garbage. Ben roasted that man, said you have no one to go back to. I'm like, oh,
that was a good episode. I remember watching that.
I remember pausing it, rewind, and going, oh. So that was wild.
Yeah, there were actually like moments in the reboot like that almost felt like classic, where like there were like heartfelt moments. People always dismiss the show as like a fart show, like it was for kids, but like there was genuine moments in the show. I know, I'm sorry, but like Teen Titans Go is the reason why.
No, it's just like that's a good way to describe like how people.
Yeah, like, but like when the reboot needed to be like dramatic and like emotion, it took those moments, like his fight with the Forever Knights, his fight where like he was facing Vilgax for the first time. That was pretty dramatic because Ben was scared to face off Vilgax, like because he thought this would be his last time, like seeing Gwen and Grandpa Max. Like when I think the reboot is good as like kids' first Ben 10 show. Like, and maybe adults, maybe some people who are longtime fans could watch it and get something from it.
That's really why
the reboot is also kids' first Ben 10 show. It's for people to get introduced to the show
because it's still Ben 10 at its core too. That's really why I really have.
My brother grew up on the reboot. I mean, he's younger, and that was like his Ben 10 when he was a kid. Yeah. I mean, he had the toys.
Because I think unlike Teen Titans Go, just more Teen Titans Go shit. Because why not? Because Teen Titans Go is like it's bad. So like watching the Ben 10 reboot and then watching like the classic or like the prime timeline, you still get that same feel. It's just like on like a lot more like. Or like mature level. There's some changes I actually kind of like. I think still change.
The fight with the Forever Knight when his first fight with the Forever Knight, and he was like actually like criticizing stuff about the reboot. He was like, "You're a joke. Like you have no allegiance or anything." And Ben was like, "Hey, stop it!" I think there was like definitely like little seeds that were far and few between, but I mean, like it would be a good first Ben 10 show.
Yeah,
the hindrance to the reboot is. And it sucks to say because I love Grandpa Max as a character, but like there were sprinkles of like because I watched throughout the show, but like there were sprinkles of Grandpa Max teaching Ben like little lessons here or there, but then it almost feel like they somewhat like stopped that, and they made Grandpa Max this like he still was Grandpa Max at his core, and I understand that, but like. What made the classic so good is that Grandpa Max had layers. He was there was more to his character. There's nothing to this Grandpa Max's character in the reboot. And that's what really like hinders some of my enjoyment. Is like I want to build the connection with Grandpa Max, and the only characters I can ever like see building any connection with is Ben and Gwen. I always found their version of Grandpa Max to be a joke.
Just
man.
That's where that plumber thing came out of like way left field. It's
exactly.
Like, a plumber.
I can't see that man being a plumber, bro.
I can't because of his weird. Because of his, he's never shown aspects in. Maybe there were moments, but that Grandpa Max never showed aspects of him fighting or doing anything.
They don't. I don't think they sprinkle in like how Classic did it, where he's like, where Gwen is like, Ben is a monster. No, he's an alien. I mean, shit. Don't. At all.
Exactly. In the reboot, like I don't.
Well, I mean, look at him.
Like funny. Bro. Sometimes I don't. I sometimes they don't even call it the Omnitrix in like the first few episodes. I don't remember. They just call it the Watch
of the reboot. I don't think they knew what it was called until until Vilgax.
Yeah, until Vilgax showed up. They just called it that kid with the watch, and then Ben would transform into characters like aliens in front of other people. So it was almost like
that I remember. There's no
the idea of a secret is just fucking destroyed.
To give the reboot point credit, in the classic series, they barely called it the Omnitrix. I think
they didn't find out until Vilgax either.
They didn't call it Vilgax, but even after they found out it was the Omnitrix, they still didn't call it Omnitrix that much. They only call it every now and then when they got serious, but they still said the Watch.
Yeah. I think Vilgax calls it, the Omnitrix, and that's when they learn. And then very in Secrets, Phil called it the Omnitrix too.
Yeah. They still didn't do that often. Like they didn't still call it the Watch until after
a while. They always called it the Watch.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like we probably should call it the Omnitrix now.
Even when he learns the name.
Yeah. He called it the Omnitrix, I think, in Omniverse sometimes. But yeah, other than that, it's just the Watch. Well, I mean, it's shorter to say too. So
yeah, it was only Classic. Yeah. After Classic, they started calling it the Omnitrix more often, as only the Omnitrix. But in Classic, it was like the Watch. It's the Omnitrix. Okay. The Watch.
Honestly, what would have benefited from the reboot is and they should have just, because the intros of the reboot is supposed to show how Ben got the Watch, and it's a very quick thing, but they should have just done they should have just shown him out getting the Watch and then doing all this other stuff, because in the reboot they just cut to the episode. It almost just feels like they just throw you in, and I get it, but it's supposed to be people's first time watching the show. You're supposed to see Ben not wanting to go to fucking camp with his cousin Gwen. I want
no Cash and JT to show that Ben's a loser.
Exactly. No, the reboot didn't do a good job setting up Ben as this loser character, because his character that wanted to be a hero, they just shot right through they just put the episode out. They just said they just aired the episode. That's it. We needed a prequel to that, if I'm being honest.
But hey, Overflow, he's I think that was the first episode.
He's just Water Hazard with less extra steps, but he's a pretty
no sauce. He just
dude. I'm an Overflow defender. I don't like that I am, but I am. I mean,
honestly, at least Cannonball.
He has blades. That's sick. I like the water blades.
Cannonball's in there, but
no, he doesn't.
Man, Reboot also doesn't have. Reboot doesn't have Upchuck, man. That doesn't blows. I'm sorry.
Upchuck is so good that when he got Master Control, that was his go-to.
Yeah.
It's Upchuck.
Upchuck is the man that could defeated the Forever Knights. That's got to be a fucking go-to, man.
The power of the sun.
Blew up the whole fucking Mount Rushmore.
Twice.
Just said fuck
exactly. So no, I'm a re-row with you, man. If we're getting another, I don't want another reboot. Personally, I like the show because I watched throughout it, because people kept talking crap about it. I had to watch it, and after you get past the first season, it gets better after that. It does get a lot better.
It's really watchable.
It's watchable. Yeah. Ben is still Ben and Gwen, and Grandpa Max is not my favorite Grandpa Max. I honestly wish they just. I would have took Phil as I would have took Phil, a side character who only appeared in the finale of the first season, as a fucking Grandpa Max. Grandpa Max is just fucking terrible in the reboot. He's just awful. He reminds me of the fucking Curious George with the dude with the yellow, with the dude in the yellow hat. Yeah,
I was actually disappointed that they didn't bring back Paul Eiding to voice the future Grandpa Max. And,
that's why I could have sworn they used the dude with the yellow hat's voice for Grandpa Max, because he almost gave me that fucking vibe.
He was Shock Squatch, David K.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's people out there who are probably going to defend the reboot Grandpa Max, and I'm going to tell you, watch the classic and Alien Force and Ultimate and Omniverse.
Old man strength.
If you're expecting depth from Grandpa Max in this show, you can literally watch the specials. Him being a plumber is literally just a joke. It's not. It's a joke. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah. All right, we have one final thing here at the very end, and again, this doesn't really give us much, but I guess hope. to go forward. And that there is a desire for a new Ben 10 show series from both the fans and as well as the people from Man of Action. Which again, I don't think this is anything new. I think we've known that. Obviously, we've been very vocal. Everyone on Twitter and the YouTubes and the social medias very vocal that we want more of the franchise in. Anyway, I think that we can get it. Like again, like if we did another thing with a reboot, I bet we'd, a lot of us would still show up. If we did a new reboot, people would show up. If we went back to the original stuff, we'd probably show up.
I just think.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can finish.
Yeah, but like I think it is just really good to know that they're at least thinking about it, like they're at least so passionate about it. And I think we are at a point where something's happening. I think something is eventually, if it's this year, if it's next year, we get an announcement. I think there is going to be something in the works soon, because I think they'd be dumb not to. Like it's I feel like it's so popular at the moment. 9 years after the original,
on Twitter every fucking day.
It was trending today before we I was like,
I
was looking
impact?
like,
is this the impact I've created?
Hey, I'll be in my own head thinking that like anytime.
Bro, you started, man. You made a
dude.
wave.
I'll get a Ben 10 hit tweet and I'll see it's trending and I'll be like,
am I?
I'll be looking at my hands. Like,
it's never the case though.
If we get an announcement tomorrow, I'm taking all the credit.
That's okay. I genuinely think that like I think Man of Action like has a lot of like ideas ready to go. I think the only thing like holding it back is just like Warner Bros. And money executives.
I was gonna say that like that's probably the most promising piece of this news is that Man of Action still wants to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question? Because Man of Action's also worked on other shows. Like they've worked on that crappy Mega Man show, the CGI one. Sonic Prime is actually really good because
that was their most recent thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, would you want a Ben 10 like re-show like CG, like in that like good like CG style?
I would take it. It would probably mean that we got like more stuff faster just because it's cheaper, but like. I mean, I would take it. Listen, if it was like Clone Wars good and it looked like that, then but
I think it all depends on whatever vibe the show goes for, like
right.
Because honestly, if I see Ben again, I want it to be like I don't want it to be like it can have comedy, but I want something like akin to the prime time.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind the CG style because there are a bunch of good shows out there that are CG, but I think it just depends on the vibe of the show.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather,
Destroy All Aliens was good. That's a good point.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Good fucking movie.
Really underrated.
And the aliens all looked really good.
They used all the aliens in Destroy. They out
almost
in any way. What alien didn't appear in Destroy?
There's a sequence where
I guess he didn't even have. I thought Ghost Freak, but I don't even think he had.
Wait, is Accelerate in the show?
He didn't use any of the.
Oh no, Accelerate was not in Destroy.
Yeah, I don't think he shows. Does he show up in the big wide?
Or Ripjaws either.
Or the alien.
Hop off my goat. He needs water.
He needs a lot more than water.
But I think this just like it just shows that the thought is there and that they're pushing for it. And with him saying, I think another thing he says like I can't say anything means that I'm not trying to reach. I'm just trying to there's something in the works.
That's like a subtle way of saying that we got something cooking.
We got something cooking.
Because listen, he could just be like no.
Yeah, he can say no, yes, but
like fuck this.
Have to say that I can't say anything.
Ben 10, fuck you.
I don't know, Des. Do you know something about this, bro? You got
no, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
You got some spider monkeys working in the background.
Oh my god!
Tell me I'm gonna see Chroma Stone again, please.
Leave me alone. I don't know nothing.
Tell me Lodestar gets his own.
Tell me Lodestar gets a spin-off.
Everybody stop this in the next 2 weeks, bro. This man probably got a shit ton of news. Oh man.
You can break the news right now. Tell everybody. Tell us.
Yeah, tell everybody, man.
Tell us the
Spider Monkey coming back.
If he is, don't say it because I don't want to hear it.
Hold that one. What if we are getting the Chroma Stone Buddy Cop show? Then please let us know.
Wait, hold up. I remember you saying like Bull Weevil. Would you?
No. We could have a show about
Bull Weevil, man.
Oh, bro, I remember I interviewed Hershey Lee on my podcast one time, and I said like,
oh, nice,
and he fucking went after it. It was so fucking funny.
Nobody likes Ball Weevil. Like I don't know.
He's all right.
I like the little guy.
He's all right.
I like him more than I like Vampire. I'll say that.
I don't like Vampire content, man.
You don't
Vampire
like the
Scourge
vampire?
ruined it for me.
Do you not like the vampire?
No, he was literally a human torso. They could put the dumb Scourge shit on whenever they want.
But he gets the bitches.
You don't get no bitches. That's not
Oh my!
Vampire's design is cool, but everything else is just
The mind control would have been so sick if we saw it more. I love those little.
How do you feel if what's that fucking little goopy alien Skur? What that?
Scourge? Don't even give me
Don't mention that hack in my.
Hey yo,
they didn't. The worst part is that they didn't even make toys.
I don't care what y'all say. I actually liked Skurd for the main part is that like he was able to like somewhat like transform like all of Ben's alien's limbs. My favorite was fucking mustaches Skurd where he was
okay.
Transform his like mustache into like heat blasts like stuff like that was pretty fucking cool. And Mustache is one of my favorite Omniverse aliens. I'm gonna say that straight up.
I think I just don't like Skurd because I'm a big fan of like the first ever explanation of the Omnitrix as it's meant for a symbol of peace and like showing that every alien has its own use. So when you tell me this snot booger comes and gives Chromostone a fucking alien XOR, like why? Or giving other aliens other power just says
it's like the shock rock thing.
It's like
the shock rock thing in the reboot. It's like if all of the aliens are like half shock rock, then it's like what's the point in even?
Hey man, it made gray matter useful for once. Besides being a small, athletic like alien,
but it's like what's the point of gray matter if he's into like a big robot?
It's like how I like the Ultra Matrix, but I think it works better as like a albedo
like a weapon.
Yeah, because it's weaponizing Azimuth's creation. And the whole point, if Ben continue on the Omnitrix, is why Esmond leads him, is like he gets the whole like all these aliens are important. It's not a weapon, it's a gadget. Like I'm a hero. I'm just using this to be a better hero.
Yeah. It's so weird to give the slime thing to Mr. I am one of everybody. But fuck you, I'm gonna use the other guy's powers.
But if I can use little Wildvine whips with your body, then I will.
And that is that Ben he's a flexible guy. Like any alien he's in, he can get the job done with the alien. That's why people like the misinformation because like it helps make sure we get these other aliens get more shine, and that it shows that Ben's quick on his feet. He's not the alien one.
Right.
I'll make it work.
Well, like Alien Force, I think is the only possible scenario where the master control could like work because he only has 10. Like in Omniverse, if he got what he wanted every single time and he has like 80 aliens, you'd only see like 20 of them.
That's why I wish they break Ben to where he
doesn't just. You'd only see one of them. Never mind.
Maybe if Ben stopped using his big meaty claws to press the watch, maybe he could get the right alien.
Humongosaur every time. Let's go.
Which is weird because they keep going back and forth with Ben development because he's like, oh, the Omnitrix, it's just a gadget. I don't need to use it. And then he's like, who needs to plan stuff out? The Omnitrix, I'm like, Ben, you can't keep doing this.
I can be Humongosaur.
I'm such a fan of just like the whole myth transformation thing in general. I think it's a nice way to nerf the overpowered character.
Yeah,
that's why I love the randomizer function. Yeah. Like I wish they did that more than once.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah.
I think I'm probably one of the few people like I'm kind of tired of misinformation. I think it was fine. I think it works best in classic. Yeah. I think it's after he gets older, it should kind of disappear.
Yeah, when you're like 16, bro, you gotta realize that Humongosaur can't punch away.
No, I get that. No, because like there's been times where he's like, oh, I can't just rely on might, like or like I think it's the whole episode where
might,
the dragon.
Right. Yeah, it's like the dragon episode. He's like, I gotta go Humongosaur. Like, nah, he's had more experience of being a giant monster.
Right, exactly.
Smart. It's just they want to. I get the misinformation. I'm just. Personally, I'm kind of tired. I think it's like the gate's been growing with the Omnitrix.
Also, like watching
you say the randomizer function is fun until Ben becomes the worst, and then he's fucked, and then he's fucked. And then you say, "Oh man, I wish that randomizer function was turned off." Like the worst is okay, but like, what if he becomes fucking Topic or some other? Like, there's joke aliens out there. There's like fucking the worst. There's fucking.
I feel like the worst though isn't even that bad. Like he's
not.
Really,
you can't kill him.
Like
he's indestructible, but he still feels pain. He's almost like Ditto, but like
he's torture.
Torture.
Walker-Trout's definitely the worst alien because he can't do anything. He's
Walker-Trout. He's slippery, dude.
Punt that little.
Wait. What was Walker-Trout's powers? Was
he's slippery, and he can breathe underwater, I guess.
Yeah, but we have Ripjaws for that.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Well, Ripjaw's isn't slippery.
Yeah, well, Walker Truck can breathe
I
on
don't know
land.
if you've seen him. He looks
Ripjaws
very
can't breathe on
slippery,
land.
man.
So, like,
He
yeah.
can-
If you grab Ripjaws, you won't like.
Just take a chunk out.
But like, yo, if we got another Ben 10 like show, we got to get another game. We got to get another. Fucking...
Yeah.
The last game was pretty good. The open world one.
Yeah, that one's actually really.
Everybody prays for a AAA Ben 10 game by Insomniac or some shit. I'm like, brother,
Insomniac is never doing it, bro.
Never.
But
It'd be so cool.
It would make me probably die just from hearing about it.
You
But,
know what
like-
they would do? They would make it for like you have to pay for every single alien, and we'd all be broke.
No, maybe
No,
yeah.
It
would be like Skylanders. You
Yeah.
have to buy them all.
I would
Oh my
definitely would
God.
get my money. I'm just saying.
Oh my god! Imagine if Ben 10 did do Skylanders type Skylanders.
It would
They'd get my
Why
money.
would we have
They would
another?
give yes.
They get
There's
my
I'm
money.
buying 7 Lodestar figures, bro.
I'm buying every Chroma Stone on the market.
Low
Dude.
Star is not that good of a. I'm sorry.
You don't want to have this debate with me, bro.
You're gonna buy all the Lodestar amiibos? Is that it?
Yes.
Dude, that would be sick.
I will also buy his Fortnite skin too. Just
That's it.
Oh my god, he's got it. Never mind, bro.
what did I tell you, bro? You get bro, fucking around with me.
I didn't even know he made a Lodestar toy.
The Lodestar toy with like the little like node like in between his head and his body, like to keep it on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Look how gassy. he is,
No.
dude.
We just gotta get a. If Insomniac is gonna make a Ben 10 game, it's gotta be like they gotta go all out like a different like Spider-Man. We have to have all aliens like, and like they just add new aliens like DLC.
I just think just a Ben 10 game like that is genuinely impossible because you can't.
Yeah, it's too much.
There's
yeah.
too many. Even if you like strip him down to like when he's a teen, when he has 10 aliens in his roster, people are gonna complain from like, how do you pick and choose who deserves a spot? Like it's too much. That's why I advocate for a Lego game. Lego game has so many characters.
Fair.
Oh,
fair.
dude, that's been
a Lego game.
Dude, have you seen that guy that made like all those Ben 10 minifigures?
Yeah,
Like
I remember thinking as art. That's what made me think about it.
the Humongosaur Big Fig. Well, like that's what sold me. I was like, if you could do this, then you're good.
I'm surprised.
There are so many worlds, locations. Like Ben has enough lore and just like history locations to make a Lego game.
Do like the Skywalker saga where you can go like each show is like its own level? Like that would be fire.
Wait, doesn't the Lego company own like a lot of the Warner Brothers?
Yeah, they do a lot of like Batman stuff now too. They haven't made a Marvel game in a minute, so I think they
do Marvel. They do. I think they have like all of it because of Dimensions or something.
I don't know. Like I'm gonna be real with you because the last Lego game I played was Star Wars, the new one, and I'm like, I kind of would like something new. I kind of want like a Ben 10 game or something like that.
I think Ben 10
a new IP. That's kind of what they need.
Every
They're just
alien
like
is its
recycling.
own Lego to like its own character essentially, and it makes sense, bro. You're switching like, it just makes so much sense.
And there's so many characters in every Lego game. It makes
Yeah,
so much sense.
they're like they get like in the 500s, I think. Like
I could be my homie Brainstorm and fucking Gray Matter, and I can have them, and I could pretend. Yeah, there's a clip of Brainstorm. Have you never seen the clip of
just one little gray
it is. That'd be funny. Have you never seen like the clip of like Brainstorm and Gray Matter like fighting and like Albedo fighting with Gray Brainstorm? It's so fucking funny. It's just like Brainstorm proving that he's smarter than fucking Albedo. It's the fucking best.
They had that good scene in the War of the Worlds where Azimuth was piloting the ship with him. And he was like, "You think you're smarter than me?" And he was like, "No, I know I'm smarter than you."
I know I'm smarter.
But he said it like all stupid, like Brainstorm.
Oh my god.
My dear fellow.
My dear fellow, time mustache. Face me.
Brainstorm kind of gets us slipped on, I think. I don't think that he gets enough love.
He ranked higher on my tier list than Gray Matter.
Brainstorm had that amazing scene in Omniverse that saved him from like being lost completely.
Oh yeah, he singles all three of them.
Discombobulate.
You go for the heavy hitters like fucking like it's like Brainstorm. There's a Gravitack, like bro, like you got like there's some great aliens in fucking Omni. If I want a new Ben 10 show, I want Brainstorm in it.
Gravitack's a heavy ass hitter, man.
You know that's a good discussion. Would y'all want them to bring back old aliens or like give him a whole new list of a new 10?
I wouldn't care,
I'm into
honestly.
As long as gray matter's still in the Omnitrix and still in the show, so you can do those fucked up episodes where he accidentally turns into gray matter.
Right. That's why I don't want gray matter. No more gray matter, bro. No.
Give him the 7-band alien.
Every series.
No.
The Alien Force have gray matter? Or
He doesn't show up in there.
No, he doesn't, right?
He technically has him in Ultimate Alien, but
yeah, but he doesn't use the most of it is him in the intro, just like all the other aliens. That's all you get.
He's just freaking Nanomech instead.
Fuck Nanomech. My homies. Fuck Nanomech, bro.
Yeah, Nanomech is just, I don't know. It's like, why?
I think Nanomech was a replacement for Gray Matter.
Bro.
I will say I do like that they brought him into the show, so it like gives the movie some more cred.
Was that Alex?
He's a cloud chaser, bro. You had the movie, stay out of my show.
Nanomech? Yeah, that was Alex Winter's OC. Yeah, Nanomech.
I'm saying, like, bro, I think I would love if Alex Winter would do another Ben 10 project, bro. That's because I think
he knows his stuff by now.
He does. Like, he's a great fucking director.
He's had a few years to watch the whole show too. They give him another shot.
Yeah,
I think Ryan Kelly said he was supposed to make that
3, right?
I don't remember if it was an Ultimate Alien movie or if it was an Omniverse movie, but it was one of them.
Man, Ultimate Alien movie would look horrendous, I think.
Oh god, that would be Ultimate Humongosaur in live action, because you know they do that.
Are you saying you want like Ultimate Wild Mutt talking for some reason?
Oh
yeah,
no!
Kill it, never. Don't put that image in my head.
Have a celebrity voice actor voice Ultimate Wild Mutt.
Did D. Bradley Baker? Didn't he like do Wild Mutts? Did he also?
He did all of them, man.
Yeah, he did the talking part too.
Yeah.
So funny. Oh my god. This was fun.
This was fun. I feel like I should be responsible and end it here before we hit the 3 hour
one more
mark.
thing.
Okay. Go ahead.
No.
I heard Lois are come much. I'm like, what you got to say?
Yo, come on,
what would you say? But no, I just want to give a big thank you for all you guys for being here. This was so much fun. I would love to do this again at a later point. There's so much just to talk about from this franchise, and I feel like we're all so passionate about these shows, and it's a lot of fun. But going in order, starting with Des, where can people find you?
You can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Alex27D. I'm pretty chill on Twitter. I try not to be like too toxic with opinions. I do Ben 10 quizzes every now and then, and I do tweet about Spider-Man and other stuff that's gravitating around me at the time.
Oh yeah.
He's got good quizzes. I'll think I know everything, and then I'll see like, a quiz, and I'm like, shit, man, I don't know.
How many aliens did Ken use, brother? I don't know.
Your Ben 10 quizzes and Ben 10 like tweets are the fucking best. I look forward to
it.
I'll be on my phone so hard. I don't want to Google, but
I think I gotta go.
I
was real life, like I was at work during my break. I was like, shit.
Wildvine, Accelerate, Buzzshock. I don't know.
How many times?
I remember I tweeted out like years ago. I'm like, how many high schools are in Bellwood? People are like, what?
Yo, the next quiz,
like, what are you?
The next quiz has to be how many tongues does Upchuck have?
All right, SMV.
Oh yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm really only on Twitter. SMV_of_heroes. Ben 10,000 love. You know. I also have an Instagram, SMV Scribbles, where I post my art, but I don't really post that often anymore. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Oh yeah.
You can find me on Ramen Retro 01 on Twitter. I post whatever I find interesting. I also post about Ben 10 from time to time. Also, you can find me on Ramen Retro on YouTube. Make videos. You can also find me on my second channel with my group. We have a Ben 10 rewatch podcast, Somnia Rewatch, where we watch original episodes of Ben 10 and we break them down. New episodes usually new episodes every other Friday. We just watch the episode with Lucky Girl, so I'm editing that one. So stay tuned for that. But that's it for me, yo.
And Dan.
You guys can find me over at Twitter.
You almost forgot where you're pointing, weren't you?
Yeah, I can't remember fuck with me all day, but yeah, follow me on Twitter. Damn Boy Wonder. I tweet a lot about Ben 10. Tweet a lot about anything superhero related, Spider-Man, Invincible, whatever is basically hot. YouTube, I talk mainly about a lot of Ben 10, but I got a Generator Rex video coming out, so make sure y'all
Let's go.
Yo, yes.
And then just look my TikTok, Damn Boy Wonder 10. Damn Boy Wonder.
I gotta collab with you, my man.
Little TikToks here and there. Yeah, you find me at.
Hell yeah, and all of those are already linked down below. So if you guys want to check them out and go follow all of them, they all make good stuff, or they're all always tweeting about great stuff. And this has been a lot of fun. I want to thank everyone. Also, just thank everyone who stopped in the chat. This was one of our most viewed streams in a while. I want to thank all of you guys for just bringing all your people over here. So that's very much appreciated.
SMV Nation, thank you. No, I had nothing to do with it.
Stand up and chat.
Well, thank you guys.
And all my real Ben 10 fans, please stand up.
Comment low star
fans, please stand up.
Section. All my low starters.
So if I'm
so only one.
Yo, he's hated. Yo, cut his mic. Cut his mic off right here.
Well, thank you guys again. But without further ado, I will see you guys on the flip side. Bye bye.